drawing near, the election in the air. Calling on labor rights, both near and far. We vote in the shoe, of course not the blue. Don't make no mistake, you cannot undo big development under this government. So capable and so transparent. When we munka sote, when ton munka chante, when ton munka hele, zero, paka ale yon kote. Labor rights, labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government. You cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. If you interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Woy, woy, woy. Labor rights. Let me see your hands in the air. Let me see you. Red, 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 red. Give it. Labor rights. 5 more years. Let me see your hand right in the air. Give me. Labor rights. Labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government. You cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. If you interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Woy, woy, woy. Labor rights at home and abroad. 5 more years. Let me see you rock. Let me see you fly. Yeah. The time drawing near, the election in the air. Calling on labor rights, both near and far. We vote in the shoe, of course not the blue. Don't make no mistake, you cannot undo big development under this government. So capable and so transparent. When we munka sote, when ton munka chante, when ton munka hele, zero, paka ale yon kote. Labor rights, labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government. You cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. If you interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Woy, woy, woy. Labor rights. Let me see your hands in the air. Let me see you. Red, 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 red. Give me. So much lies ahead. Give me Skerritt instead to continue the projects that he has started. New hospital here, high full machine there. This is testimony of a great leader. The rating we get, we better than the rest. Can only continue under this government. Plus à disayore, moucha bleka bonbonne. Skerritt ni pou reste, ou continue développer pays. Labor rights, labor rights. Hello. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Hey.
Hello, hello, hello. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. And when you come under the tent, please stay under the tent. We're trying to do some remedial works at the entrance of the park. So please take your seats. We are about to begin. We are about to start this delegates conference. So please take your seats.
election in the air. Calling on labor rights, both near and far. We vote in the shoe, of course not the blue. Don't make no mistake, you cannot undo big development under this government. So capable and so transparent. When we mun ka sote, when ton mun ka chante, when ton mun ka hele, skero, baka ale yon kote. Labor rights, labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government. You cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. Hey. If you interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Woy, woy, woy. Labor rights. Let me see your hands in the air. Let me see you. Red, 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 red. So much lies ahead. Give me Skerritt instead to continue the projects that he has started. New hospital here, high full machine there. This is testimony of a great leader. The rating we get, we better than the rest. Can only continue under this government. Plus à this ayole, nous chablé cabonvone. Skerritt ni pour rester, pour continue développer pays. Labor rights, labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominican, let me hear you. Dominican, sing. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government. We must all ensure 5 more years for sure. If you interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Woy, woy, woy. Labor rights, let me see your hands up in the air. Wave your flag, wave your flag, wave your right. Give it. Bam, bam, bade. Bidu, bam, bam, bade. Giving apartments to Dominicans is a legacy of this government. Laugh people smiling, Cassie Bruce people shouting. Say what you want is Skerritt we voting. Look at the PM, he love the children. Compare and contraste him with the mouchablé. L'homme l'a toujours boué, il toujours enragé. L'homme l'a toujours fâché, parce qu'il savent, il peut perdre l'élection. Labor rights, labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt labor 5 years again. Let me hear you scream. Hey, hey, hey. Dominican, let me hear you. Dominican, sing. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government. We cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. If you're interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Woy, woy, woy.
I see people dressed in costume, food and drink being consumed. Young people walking up, old people jumping up, woman with child in hand, chipping behind a costume van. I see big truck keep coming down, kicking off heavy sound.
Même si des fois moi-même t'as fait aller, nous chercher pour ça pas arriver. Encore, mais notre tout de papa on fait ça. Béquille Wallé, béquille Wallé, si vous la sécurité. Béquille Wallé, si vous la sécurité.
One. DJ. Okay, that's a housekeeping matter. The washrooms are to my extreme right, outside of the big tent, if you want the washrooms. And also, please, the white chairs on the periphery of the middle aisles are reserved for the elderly, please. Elderly, so all young people and young youth, please allow the elderly to be seated, please. And the red seats in the middle with the constituency names at the back are reserved for delegates, 10 delegates of every constituency. We are about to begin this delegates conference. Please take your seats. And let me call upon the person doing the national anthem and the prayer to please come forward so we can make a start. Thank you very much. Mr. DJ, we are about to begin. Could I please call upon, may I please invite Teacher Bonnie to the podium to lead us in a word of prayer. We are about to begin. Please stand as we invite the presence of the Almighty among us so we can start our delegates conference.
Praise the Lord. Let us pray. Let's pray. Let's get ready. Let's get ready.
Hello. Let us get ready to pray, please.
Let's get ready to pray. Father, we thank you this morning. We thank you, Lord, and we declare if it had not been the Lord by our side, where would we be? And so, Lord, this morning we return thanks to you. We say, great is your faithfulness. We thank you for our victories. We thank you for our successes. We thank you for making the provision for our mission. We thank you for our challenges. We thank you, Lord, because we can testify that we were more than conquerors, but it was only through you. We thank you, Lord, that we can testify that we were overcomers, but only through you. We thank you for this land. We thank you for clean water, fresh air, and fertile soil. We thank you for our leader. And Father God, this morning we rededicate him unto you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost. This morning we rededicate our island to you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost. Father, this morning we reflect on your goodness. And there are so many things we want to thank you for. But we thank you for what you have done. We thank you for what you are doing. And we thank you even more for what you will do. We continue to return thanks to you. We present this gathering there to you this morning. Our faces are different, our needs are different, but you are well able to supply all our needs according to your riches in glory. We commend this proceeding into your hands, and we thank you, Lord, because we know in the end it will be good, because all things work together for good to those who love the Lord. This morning again, we return our love unto you. We declare that we love the God, and we pray that Dominica will be blessed. We declare that we will all be blessed, and we walk in your blessings with an attitude of gratitude. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
And all God's people say, labor I can't hear you. I can't hear you. The crowd too. Labor! At this point in time, we remain standing for the national anthem. And I call upon Ms. Benjamin to lead us, and we shall all join in respect and admiration for our country in our national anthem.
Good morning. I love beauty. I love splendor. I'll do also sweet and fair. Almost surely gaze in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills, and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land so like a fountain, giving cheers that warms the soul. Dominica, God has blessed thee with a clime benign and bright, pastures green and flowers of beauty, filling all with pure delight, and a people strong and healthy, full of godly reverent fear. May we ever seek to praise thee for these gifts so rich and rare. Come ye forward, sons and daughters, do this journey beyond compare. Strive for honor, sons and daughters, do the be firm, be fair. Toil with hearts and hands and voices, we must prosper, sound the call, in which everyone rejoices. All for each and each for all. I was battling a cold.
Okay, could we please remain standing? Could we please remain standing? At this point in time, we want to remember those who went before, who laid the foundation for this great and dynamic Labour Party, which we are now part of. We cannot forget those who have labored in the vineyard before us and who have gone to the great beyond. It is upon their shoulders that we stand. And in particular, I want to remember at this point, and the Grand Bay constituency will identify with that, a very strong Labourite from the inception by the name of Anthony Bell. Most of us, Anthony Grell, most of us will know him as Suwi. So at this point, let's have a moment of silence for our fallen comrades. May their souls and the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. Labor! Labor!
Labor rights, labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt and labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train.
Please take your seats. Thank you very much.
I work in government. You cannot ignore 5 more years for sure.
At this point in time, I would like to invite the General Secretary of the Dominica Labour Party, the Honorable Kasani Laville, the Minister for Health, to welcome us to our conference.
Thank you, Comrade Ian. Let me recognize first, everyone, our great political leader, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Put your hands together, everybody, for our Prime Minister. Let me also, in a special way, recognize the dear wife of the Prime Minister and political leader, Honorable Melissa Skerritt, also pal rep of the Roseau Central constituency. I hear you, Roseau Central delegates, I hear you. Let me also recognize, in a special way, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of St. Lucia and political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Let's give Prime Minister J. Pierre a Labour welcome, everybody.
Labor rights, labor rights.
Let us also recognize the Prime Minister of Grenada and political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Honorable Dickon Mitchell. Another Labour welcome for Honorable Mitchell. And also his guest, Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for crime prevention and persons with disability in St. Lucia. Labour welcome for Jeremiah Norbert. Let us recognize also the members of Parliament who are here with us today, the national executive members of the Dominica Labour Party, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, delegates of DLP, where are you?
Labor rights.
Executive and membership of the Labour Women's Organization, where are you?
Labor rights.
And the Labour Youth Organization, make some noise.
Labor rights.
Constituency Association representatives, members and supporters of the Dominica Labour Party, membership and representatives from the diaspora, media, listening and viewing audience here and abroad, friends, all, labor rights!
Labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt and labor 5 years again. Hey, hey.
At this moment, everyone, I want to invite all of us here. I want to give all of us here the opportunity to song the call that labor is strong and labor is in control. Let me hear you, labor.
Labor rights. We giving Dr. Skerritt and labor.
My friends, if anybody is ever doubting the power of the Dominica Labour Party, I want them to hear us here from the hills of Vacas this morning. When I say labor, you say power. Labor, labor. And when I say power, you say labor, power, power. That is it.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Thank you, thank you. As General Secretary of this great Dominica Labour Party, my friends, it gives me great honor. It is a privilege to welcome you to this Delegates Conference this morning. We have gathered here in Vacas, the home of our esteemed political leader, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, to reaffirm the Dominica Labour Party's commitment to governance of our great beloved nation, Dominica. And we gather focused on a theme, a legacy of commitment, a future of hope. This theme is fitting and describes our party at this very juncture. The Dominica Labour Party has been in existence from 1955 with the motto, all shall eat. And from its existence, this party pervades this theme through the programs, the projects, dedicated PAL reps, and caring and committed Prime Minister whose legacy will live on and be etched in the history books as one of the best leaders in the Caribbean. Let me take this opportunity as I am here in Vacas addressing you today to recognize this great constituency that has given us two formidable leaders and also labor legends. And that is the great Edward Oliver LeBlanc of blessed memory, Chief Minister and first Premier of Dominica. And the other legend we already know, our very own leader for the past 20 years, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. At this moment, my friends, I want to invite all of us here present to give a round of applause to the contribution of this great constituency of Vacas. Let us thank the people of Vacas, the people of Penville, and the people of Thibault. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's my PF.
My friends, when we speak of legacy, we often think of what's outstanding in our past. Labor rights, imagine if we ever had to pull up and to think. As we say, if we had to pull aside and to calculate about the great things that this government has done for us, it would take us forever, and maybe we would have to sleep in Vacas tonight. Maybe the people of Vacas, Thibault, and Penville would have to give us a little lodgement. But I must say a few things that this great party has done for us. My friends, it was this government and the strategic boldness of the Prime Minister who negotiated the 4-pillar projects on the new diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China. The rehabilitation of the West Coast Road we know as the E.O. LeBlanc Highway, a project completed over 10 years ago. And sometimes we take it for granted because we forget what we were before and where we were before. But at this point, my friends, I must pause because we are about to have the grand entrance of our distinguished leader, the great man from Vacas, our leader, our political leader is there. He's also accompanied by the political leader of St. Lucia, who is making his way forward first and foremost. Ladies and gentlemen, labor rights. All here gathered in Vegas today, let us give a warm welcome to the political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Let's give him a Labour welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Me giving Dr. Skerritt and Labour 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey.
The devil setting traps. Will you
Ladies
fall
and
for
gentlemen,
it?
following the Prime Minister of St. Lucia,
Don't you fall for it?
we have the Prime Minister of Grenada and political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell. Let's give him a labor of love.
If I drop it, just come back stronger. The more they try to kill you, is the more you live longer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the moment, the man at the helm of our great Labour Party,
Another man.
the man
Everybody
from
like what they like,
Vegas,
so they
the
can
man
go
from
and jump in
Italy,
another van.
Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt
Sometimes you blessing them, there's no place like that curse. But who ya bless? No man curse. Things getting nice, nice, nice. They pray to see me fall, but they lie, but I lie. Every day they sit and wonder why. No matter what they try, even though they jump behind. True, they will never, never see me. The guy on the theory. Come together with the evil, see they come with it. They pray hard, but their hearts have a separate. They're seeking dirty grade. What? No matter what they do, I'm gonna nice. The devil setting traps. Will you fall for it? Wow. The devil setting traps for you. Don't you fall for it? The devil setting traps. Will you fall for it? The devil setting traps for you. Don't you fall for it? Respect yourself, we work so hard to build a strong foundation. Why would they think we so easy to break down? Maybe the journey was a slow one. Now we in this for the long run. When life teaching lessons, we just sign up. When God giving blessings, we just line up. Putting in the work till our time up. So if you know you're blessed, put your hands up. Who ya bless? No man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like this. Who ya bless? No man curse. Things getting better, better, better. When they thought it would be worse, we getting stronger every day. 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 The devil setting traps. Will you fall for it? The devil setting traps for you. Don't you fall for it?
Thank you.
Labour! Labour!
Nice.
Labour!
The devil setting traps for you. Don't you fall for it?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And while our great prime ministers are here, let's again give a round of applause to them. Let us also recognize in our midst our dear friend from St. Lucia, Honorable Jeremiah Norbert. Minister, let us see you. Round of applause to Honorable Norbert, who's made his way from St. Lucia to be with us. And PM, while you are here, we must do this all over again. But we had to, in a very special way, recognize your great people from your great constituency who have produced two great leaders, two great legends of Dominica, two great legends of labor. And I speak to the great leader Edward Oliver LeBlanc of blessed memory, Chief Minister and First Premier. And of course, our dear Prime Minister, our living legend, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. Thank you, Vekas. Thank you, Thibault. Thank you to the people of Penville for your sacrifices for Dominica and for producing these two great and remarkable people. Our round of applause, everybody, to the people of this great constituency. I must mention, it was just a few years back, for the very first time when I stepped on a Dominica Labour Party platform on a podium. I hope you can go back to that moment, teaser playing field in Mao, when I asked you to tell them. Do we remember that? When I asked you to tell them, and I said, tell them. And today we are here back to this moment. It was this government who has done so much for us under PM Skerrit's leadership, my friends, who through strategic leadership agreed on the 4 pillar projects with new diplomatic relations with our people from the People's Republic of China. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your commitment and partnership. Where we witnessed so many hallmark projects, like our hospital with 10 new buildings, with our MRI, our high-intensity focused ultrasound systems. We have just gone through our great festive season, our independence season, where we enjoyed the World Creole Music Festival. And guess where it was held? At our wonderful, our state-of-the-art facility, our Windsor Park Sporting Stadium, my people. My friends, it's not just the government doing that. This is the work of labor. Let's speak about the education revolution. This government has created the most partnerships with institutions of higher learning for our children to obtain higher education. Over the years, we have had Dominicans obtaining degrees from Cuba, Venezuela, the People's Republic of China, Malaysia, the United Kingdom, Serbia, Australia, and the United States, either on full scholarship or partial scholarship from your Labour Party government. My people, this is not only the work of government, this is the work of labor, my friends. We can boast of a legacy of so much more. The Yes We Care program, the National Employment Program, the Beautification Cruise, the Dominica Youth Business Trust, the low-interest loans from Aid Bank for entrepreneurs and small businesses, over $1 million in grants for digital transformation. Work Online Dominica, my friends, this is not just the government working, this is the work of labor. The housing revolution has provided free housing for citizens in need, and of course, for citizens whose homes have been damaged and affected by natural disasters. New modern health centers, new schools including our Mao Primary School, the many hotels and businesses, developments executed under a responsible citizenship by investment program. My friends, this is not just the government, this is the work of labor. Roosevelt Skerrit's legacy as Prime Minister, my friends, is our legacy too, because he has done it for you. He has done it for all of us. And we must ensure that this great legacy continues to live on. This is why we gather here today to vote on this party's leadership and ensure that this leadership of the Labour Party continues to be in the right hands, doing the work of labor. And while we are proud of our legacy, my friends, this is a future of hope. Just yesterday, we were in Wesley, and we witnessed the major works happening on the grounds of our new international airport. Were you there? That's right. So you must tell them that this is not pie in the sky. Our international airport project is not no fake project that not happening. This is no dream project. This is not no project for no doubting Thomas because we are building our international airport. It is happening and no one is going to stop the work of labor, my friends. It shall go on. And this is why yesterday was more than a groundbreaking ceremony. It was labor walking. We also look forward to the many more projects coming on stream. The Roseau Enhancement Project, Palrep Roseau Central, you have worked so hard on this, and I am happy for you that this is coming. It is happening. It is coming. And the geothermal power plant is being constructed. The marina in the north, the cable car project in the valley, the 6 new schools being built, 1 in Thibault, the digital transformation project, and the various health and wellness centers that have been built all across our great land. And there are several other community initiatives that are taking place where your hard-working pal reps and caretakers in the 21 constituencies are putting themselves forward to work on behalf of you. This is the work of labor, my friends. From AM to PM, From AM to PM, From AM to PM, Nuka to Havai. From AM to PM, we working. With this legacy and with this future of hope, how, my friends, can we allow any other party to take the reins of power? We cannot, jamais, we must never let any other party take the reins of power in this great Dominica, my friends. And this is why we are holding this timely delegates conference today, because labor means serious business. Your business, my friends, is serious business. We must ensure that we execute the business of this Labour Party properly to secure your future and the future of your children. I am grateful to see you here today, Labourites, in such large numbers to show support and interest. I thank you for coming from the bottom of my heart to witness and be part of these wonderful proceedings. Your presence and participation here means a lot. You are not playing around with your future. It means that you believe in the vision of our great Prime Minister. It shows me, therefore, that you have been touched by this great Dominica Labour Party, my friends. It means, therefore, that you have been touched by this party's legacy, my friends, and you believe in the fulfillment of a prosperous future for yourselves and your children with this great Dominica Labour Party. It shows me that you believe in labor and only labor, my friends. With that being said, I declare this great delegates conference officially open. Thank you and welcome, welcome to one and all.
We shall not be moved.
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 Just like the trees that planted by the waters.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Yes, good morning to our Labourites from all around the 21 constituency. I'm happy to be among this group of prestigious Labour Party supporters and leaders. Let me say good morning to all of you. At this time on our program, we are going to invite Mr. Ian Douglas, to read for us the citation of a gentleman that many of us might not know about. for the very young people. A gentleman who stood with labor from the inception to now. And so that will give us an appreciation of where we were and where we are now. So I need you, some of us sometimes we complain, just listen attentively to that citation of Mr. Ostel Ansem. I want to welcome to the podium Mr. Ian Douglas to do the citation.
Thank you very much, Ms. Charles. In 1960, when Edward Oliver LeBlanc was looking for a candidate for the Grand Bay constituency, Flossie Joseph, another stalwart of the party, invited Ostel Ansem to meet with the leader, Edward Oliver LeBlanc, because he was from the South. Ostel was from the South. After the 1960 election, LeBlanc called Ostel to speak with him and to join Flossie Joseph in helping the party, the Dominica Labour Party. LeBlanc said that he saw in Ostel at the time a young man from Point Caribe in Bagatelle. And LeBlanc felt that he, Ostel, could help the Dominica Labour Party. He then called Ostel to his office to ask him if he was part of any political party at the time, and Ostel loudly said yes, the Dominica Labour Party. So Edward Oliver LeBlanc replied, "You are the man I'm looking for." Ostel gave Mr. LeBlanc his name and his address, and Mr. LeBlanc wrote it down. I think Ostel said he wrote it down on a cigarette box that he had. He tried. He told him to meet Mr. LeBlanc, at police headquarters the next day, where he used to play dominoes. Ostel Ansem quickly became the domino partner of Mr. LeBlanc. The next week, Mr. LeBlanc approached Ostel with a form, an application form to be a formal member of the Dominica Labour Party, and he signed him up, and Mr. LeBlanc paid 1 year full subscription for Ostel Ansem, and he said, "Young man, from next year, you have to pay your subscription for yourself." From then, Ostel served under Patrick John, under Mike Douglas from 1985, under Rosie Douglas from 1992, under Pierre Charles after 2000, and presently he is still serving our great political leader, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. Mr. Ansem Ostel, as he's fondly known as, fondly remembers, he says, "I was there when LeBlanc personally told me that he was going to resign. And I was there as a mediator between Patrick John and Mike Douglas to bring the party back together again. The struggle continued even after Patrick was overthrown. They stoned my place," said Ostel. "They set fire to my house. 2 of my cars were burnt in 1979. I took my grinds under freedom, but I never moved. I have lived to see the great Dominica Labour Party back in office." Ostel went on to say, "When PJ was overthrown, a few of us met to keep the party alive. We decided to rent an office space for the party. First, we met at Rollins Gemot's place, and then we used Mikey Building in Lago Rosso. Miss Trocard was from Kings Hill, and she was the secretary. We paid $750 a month for telephone, lights, and water, and we paid our rent. At that time, there was Flossie, her husband, Gerard Kulslatig, who is still there with us today, Sogo Fly of blessed memory, Elkin Henry, and Alvin Bernard's father. At present, I am still helping the party. What Labour has done and continue to do has never been done by any other political party in the history of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, let me invite the political leader and hostile anthem to present an award for your long and faithful support to our dear beloved party, the Dominica Labour Party. Put your hands together for Mr. Hostile Anthem.
He shall not be moved, just like the trees that planted by the waters.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Labour right. Dominican. Labour Party. Nous allons nous committee. But I have a little secret to say to the Labour right. 60-something years, I never give up. Some of us, because something we don't like, we divorcing ourselves from our party. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's any other party that never care for their people like Labour. Ladies and gentlemen, Labour right. I think we have to keep fighting for the benefit of the people of Dominica and the development of Dominica. Because a lot of people at my age knows that no other party never tried to do half of the things that the Labour Party is doing for Dominica and their supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, if we take one thing, I'm not talking about the highway, school. I'm talking about taking care of the people. The amount of young people that now studied overseas because of Labour. Some of us will never see a college or university. Dr. Skerritt, our leader, one of the greatest leaders in the Caribbean, and one of the best we ever see, and we will ever see in Dominica, is Roosevelt Skerritt. I am saying to you, you talk to your children, talk to your neighbors, and show them the truth, what the party stands for. I can see it. I'm happy today, tell you why. From the time Dr. Skerritt take over the party, he never turned his eyes on me because he believed I am honest, I am true, and the things I do for the party, I would like my friends to jump in and help, because we can destroy our party because of our behavior. I have one other warning. If you have anything with your parent you don't like, we have the doctor here.
try to meet the doctor and leave it inside, but not outside. Anything that outside is not a business. You are destroying yourself by put it in the hands of the people that are against us. We know them. And another thing, even though you know they're against you, never play vex with them. Always give him a helping hand. Shake their hand, anything from you. And I say to my supporters, my family, this Labour Party is more than us. Look at the great leaders that pass out. And the party now in full swing. I can boast. There's nothing turning us back now. Doctor Skerrit, I love you. I love my supporters of my party, just like I love my family. Ladies and gentlemen, keep fighting, keep holding. God is good, and we have a great leader. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Put your hands together for Mr. Hostel Anthem.
Me giving Dr. Skerrit and Labour 5 years again.
Hey, 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 hey.
Dominicans.
Ladies and gentlemen, right about now, we are going to listen to a few solidarity messages from persons in the diaspora, bringing friendly greetings from their respective regions. At this point in time, it gives me great pleasure to invite to the microphone Mr. Duncan Williams from the Tortola region. Put your hands together for Mr. Duncan Williams.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
Laborites, good afternoon. My voice sounds a little rusty, but to God be the glory. Greta, my schoolmate. When I listened to Mr. Anselm, I felt good. Because when Mr. Anselm was pushing me as a young LYO, and many others who have, as he said, backslided, you know, he gives me great support today because I was in a conversation last night with a friend of mine who is encouraging me to leave Labour. Encouraging me to leave Labour. But I will do what I do best. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of Dominica and political leader of the Dominica Labour Party. Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of St. Lucia and political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada and political leader of the National Democratic Congress. I didn't say GOL, okay? National Democratic Congress of Grenada. Honorable members of Cabinet and Parliament, spouses of the members of Parliament, members of the National Executive of Labour, members, supporters, friends, and well-wishers of this great political party, the Dominica Labour Party. Once again, good afternoon. Comrades of Labour, I bring to you warm and fraternal greetings from our Labour Party team on Tortola in the territory of the British Virgin Islands. Today, as I represent my colleagues in the BVI, I stand here in collective solidarity with our comrades of the Dominica Labour Party under the leadership of Prime Minister Skerrit. Prime Minister, let me let you know the people are happy with the work which your team is doing. And as you and the party continue to pursue the task of socio-economic development for our homeland and our people, we stand 365% behind you. Today, ladies and gentlemen, comrades of labor, because of many global factors, it is not an easy task for any government to produce the goods which aids in the socio-economic development of any country. Notwithstanding this, your Dominica Labour Party government continues to do the hard work which will bring about the social economic change that we all want to see in Dominica. The question is frequently asked, what brings about economic change? And are you aware that the answer is a simple one? Those of us who study economics can tell you that. One, the development and expansion of our infrastructure. As I said, I live in the BVI. When I went to the BVI almost 40 years ago, I asked my family why they were still there. But the task that was pursued with the infrastructure, which is what happened in Dominica now, your roads, the new airport, someone from West tell me it's a casino, the expansion of public utilities. Two, the development of our service delivery, new hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades of labor, can you imagine that during the pandemic, Dominica was the only country in the world constructing 2 hospitals and 12 health centers? And we were able to pursue and to take care of the country. So, most importantly, are the development of our human resources. Prime Minister, your goal and aim to ensure that there's one tertiary trained person in every household speaks remarkably of you and the party. So with all these 3 collective points, when we spread, as I was explaining to people last night, the marina, the geothermal plant, the international airport, Dominicans, prepare yourself for the growth of the economy. I have lived it in the Virgin Islands. Prepare yourself for the growth of the economy. Since I'm here in Dominica, I've heard a lot of things. But I want you to stay focused and steadfast and continue to give your support to your party. Because too many of us, sadly, who went to university are misleading people. And when those of us who do not know better listen to those of us who are supposed to know better, because we are academically trained, it hurts. And we spread disgust among our people. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me at this stage compliment Labour Party on the work which has been achieved thus far. There is plenty more to be done. And because there's plenty more to be done, you know what to do next election. On behalf of my colleagues from the BVI, I want to just say congratulations to the party and members and our political leader as you continue the great task. Labour!
Put your hands together for Mr. Duncan Williams from the PVI Tortola. Labour! Right about now, we move on to our second solidarity message. And I want to call to the podium someone whose voice is very familiar to those of you all who listen to our various programs and talk shows on the radio. He is a stalwart of the Dominica Labour Party. It is my pleasure to welcome to the microphone Mr. Donny Fabian.
Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of Dominica, Honorable Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, Prime Minister of St. Kitts. Of Grenada, I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Ministers of government, government officials, dignitaries, members of the Dominican Labour Party, delegates, labor rights, friends, all, good afternoon. It is my absolute honor and great pleasure to address this Delegates Conference today. I am confident that today's proceedings will help reinforce the faith and confidence in a team of individuals who will continue to lead them and manage this great Dominican Labour Party to continue its rich legacy of working to develop this country and uplifting its citizens. We have so much to be proud of our country. Dominica has been transformed from a country of high levels of poverty, failing infrastructure, an economy on life support, a Cinderella nation, to a country today boasting of 5-star hotels, modern hospitals, health and wellness centers, schools, road networks, and housing. Ongoing works at our international airport, geothermal, a cable car system, and a yacht marina on the way. And oh, by the way, we boast also of an Olympic gold medalist. These are only a few examples of the social and economic renaissance we have witnessed over the last 2 decades under the leadership of our great Prime Minister, Dr. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. As Dominicans who appreciate progress, prosperity, peace, and stability of our nation, we have no choice but to protect and preserve these gains and to continue making the right choice in its best interests and that of its citizens. Let us work together, support our party, support its leadership, and support our Prime Minister. May our collective efforts continue to reap dividends and propel our nation to a brighter tomorrow. May God bless today's proceedings with the spirit of love, unity, and solidarity. May God also bless our country with continued progress and development. Thank you very much.
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour!
Who we voting? Who we voting?
Labour! Put your hands together for Mr. Donny Fabio. Ladies and gentlemen, we are part of such a great and powerful party because we have a great and powerful leader who is respected and admired not only nationally, regionally, and internationally, brothers and sisters. And that is why today, as evidence of that, we have 2 prime ministers here with us on the podium. A big brother and a little brother from Grenada. And PM is the mentor of those prime ministers. Put your hands together for our prime ministers. At this point in time, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the microphone Honorable Dennis Charles Pemberton, who will introduce our guest speaker, Prime Minister of Grenada, Honorable Dickon Mitchell.
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party.
Labor rights. If you were at the groundbreaking and blessing of our international airport yesterday, say Labour!
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting?
recognize among us our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre, the General Secretary, and Mr. Ostel Anthem. And let me introduce. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Honorable Deacon Michel, Prime Minister of Grenada and Minister of National Security, Home Affairs, Public Administration and Information, Disaster Management, Infrastructure, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation. He is the Member of Parliament for St. David and is Grenada's 9th Prime Minister. Honorable Michel is a former teacher with a strong belief in the transformational power of education, which has fueled his desire to advocate for the educational advancement of all Grenadians. Before he became Prime Minister, he distinguished himself as a formidable lawyer, representing many individuals and business entities. His determination and drive propelled him through the ranks of the legal fraternity, and in 2016, he opened his second law firm, Michel & Co., influenced by his vision to create more employment for young and upcoming lawyers. His collective experiences as a teacher, mentor, lawyer, and youth advocate shaped his commitment to Grenada and motivated him to enter his decision to enter the political arena. On June 23rd, 2022, only 8 months into his political career, Deacon Michel led his party to victory. He was sworn in on June 24th, 2022. As Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Michel is working with his cabinet of ministers to move Grenada forward, building the foundation for an equitable society that takes pride in its culture, heritage, and identity. We are pleased to welcome and let us give Honorable Deacon Michel a labor of love welcome.
We shall not be, we shall not be moved. We shall not be, we shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters,
Labour Party shall not be moved.
In Grenada, we say energy. Energy. It have a big bell in front there, you know, you see it? Somebody might ring the bell. You never know. I want to start by thanking the Lord for the showers of blessings that is happening. So clearly, with the prayers from the north, the prayers from the south, the prayers from the east, and the prayers from the west, and with the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Scarrett in the middle, the Dominica Labour Party knows that it is blessed and that it is good hands. Can I hear amen? Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, Prime Minister of this beautiful land of Dominica. Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of St. Lucia and political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Mrs. Scarrett, First Lady, wife of Prime Minister Scarrett, and the children. Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for crime prevention and persons with disabilities of St. Lucia. Members of Parliament, members of the Cabinet of Dominica, national executive members of the Dominica Labour Party, members of the diplomatic and consular corps who are here, delegates of the Dominica Labour Party, executive members of the Labour Women Organization and the Youth Organization, constituency association representatives, members and supporters of the Dominica Labour Party, membership and members from the diaspora, media, those who are listening live here in Dominica and abroad, friends, labor rights, good afternoon. I bring you warm and fraternal greetings from your sister party in Grenada, the National Democratic Congress. You see, brothers and sisters, I saw an article that says, why are they coming? I'm not here because I'm the Prime Minister of Grenada. I'm not here because I'm the chair of CARICOM. I'm here because I'm the political leader of a sister party called the National Democratic Congress. And I'm here because when that party went through its tough times, its rough times, I was not even a member of the party yet. It was your political leader, Roosevelt Skerrit, who was there providing counsel support and encouraging us not to self-destruct, encouraging us to stay united, encouraging us, warning us that if there is one thing Caribbean people don't like, is that when they give you political party and they put you in power, instead of working for the people who put you in power, you start to fight amongst yourself for the power that you have. Brothers and sisters, my party learned that lesson painfully. The people gave us power. Instead of working for the people, we started to fight amongst ourselves. We have power that we're not using, but we're fighting for more power. So the good citizens of Grenada taught us a valuable lesson. We didn't just lose the next election. We got a good cotas, pardon my French. We lost all 15 seats in Parliament. And you'd have thought we would have learned a lesson and rally around, notwithstanding the counsel from a political leader. The mayhem and the disunity and the infighting continued. Next election, 15-0 again in we backside. But I'm making a point. Even during those dark days, your political leader didn't say these fellas are fed up, are tired. He was still there providing counsel, still trying to help us put the pieces together. So when we talk about a legacy of commitment, which is part of your theme today, I want you to understand that that commitment is not only for the Dominica Labour Party, but for sister parties who defend and stand for the working rights of people across the Caribbean. That is why I am here. That is why Philip J. Pierre is here. And while we may not have Labour in the name of the National Democratic Congress, I'll just give you a brief history as to how our party was formed. You see, there's a fella that has the same last name like me, that the people of Grenada blessed with leadership for a long time. But prior to that, he was part of a government that decided the best way always to solve the country's fiscal and financial challenges is to listen to what these multilateral companies tell you, multilateral financial institutions tell you. You know what's the first thing they always tell you? Cut the size of the public service. Fire the workers. And members of that government say, no, we ain't firing the workers, we will not stand for firing the workers. And if that is what that government is about, we would leave. and they left in defense of workers and formed the National Democratic Congress. So we understand that it is labor and it is the working class that has built the Caribbean. We understand that it is labor that has built Dominica. And so I'm not here to talk about government. I'm not here to talk about elections. I'm here to talk about strengthening our political institutions. And I want to say something to you, brothers and sisters. Sometimes you need to hear it from an outsider. I hope you appreciate that next year, the Dominica Labour Party will be celebrating 75 years of existence. And judging by what I see today, I don't need to tell you, you need to celebrate that. I hope you recognize, I actually counted it, that since your formation, since this party's entry into electoral politics, you have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. 10 times. So you need to appreciate that that level of success and your longevity comes from your team. A legacy of commitment to serving the people of Dominica. A legacy of commitment to building the Dominica Labour Party. But don't take this for granted. Don't take it for granted. If you like sports, I'll give you a good analogy. Manchester United, under Sir Alex Ferguson, dominated Premier League. Prime Minister Pierre tell me careful. Man U used to dominate. It used to win. People thought they were invincible. And then so Alex retired. It has never been the same Man U since. Because you see, they took winning for granted. But winning comes from boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. That is why you have the symbol. So you cannot take your success for granted. You cannot take your leadership for granted. And you will not be able to create the hope, the ambition, the aspiration for the next generations of Dominicans if you take it for granted. I know your leader is not taking it for granted. I look at him now, and I look at the picture that I saw at the airport when I come in. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, the man looking younger now than when he just entered politics. So that tells you, he ain't taking the thing for granted. And neither should you. Now, they say there's an animal that has break its certain parts of its body so it can grow back stronger. And as political organizations, there are times when you have to do that to ensure that you are fit for purpose for the next 25, 50, and 75 years. Because that is the only way the realization of that future of hope is going to come through. And I don't want us to take for granted, because driving around, it emphasized. We have to appreciate that as small islands. And Prime Minister echoed that yesterday. Save for the few friends we have, the world doesn't really care about us. If you have to build roads up in the mountain up here, they don't care. If you have to fix your bridges or deal with the ocean coming in and washing away your roads, they don't care. To them, we're too small, we're too insignificant. But we have to appreciate that and rally around the people who serve and fight for our countries. And you have a leader who, wherever he goes, puts the people of Dominica and the country of Dominica first. And I can attest to that. So you see, they asked if I was here to glorify Skerrit. I don't have to glorify the man. People track records speak for themselves. Basketball players don't have to glorify Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan record speaks for itself. If ever the average player goes and bows down to Mike, they wish they could shake his hand and they ask for a little greatness to rub off. So you'd appreciate, I'm a young politician. I don't have to glorify Skerrit. I probably have to go and shake his hand and say, partner, teach me a thing or two. So the future belongs to those who create it. You have to ask yourself, as the Dominica Labour Party, are you better off today than you were 20 years ago when this leader emerged and became political leader of the Democratic Labour Party? And you have to ask yourself, will your children and grandchildren be better off 20 years from now under the guidance and leadership of the Democratic Labour Party or somebody else? So, once we keep the boots on the ground, once you represent the red that signals the blood that pumps through your vein when you have the boots on the ground, once you remember that you are here as part of a noble and great institution that has stood the test of time, and that its purpose is to serve the people of Dominica, then you should not worry about creating that future of hope, that future of expectation, and the growth and development of Dominica will continue. And you've been tested a lot. You've been punched a few times in the face. But you've always gathered yourself together, wiped the bloody nose, and you've marched forward. So I expect the Dominica Labour Party to continue, as we say in Grenada, moving forward ever, forward ever. Long live the Dominica Labour Party. Long live Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. Long live the people of Dominica. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Planted by the waters,
Labour Party shall not be moved.
At this point in time, as a sign of our love and affection, in appreciation, Honorable Prime Minister Mitchell, for being here with us, we want to honor you with these gifts from the son of the Honorable Prime Minister.
Party shall not be moved.
Ladies and gentlemen, this tent that we are under, this Labour Party tent, is big enough for all who want to come under this tent. And we welcome all under this tent, brothers and sisters. Do you know that song? Come home, come home. Labor is calling, come home. Ladies and gentlemen, the legacy of the Dominica Labour Party invites to the microphone the son of the late leader Rosie Douglas. I welcome Tiani Beyonce.
First of all, this is my first. I have been here for some 13 years on my return from the UK to serve on the bench. I want to say good afternoon to the Labour Congress. Protocol has been established, but I'll still repeat. Your Prime Minister received a phone call this morning before 6 o'clock. He will tell you from who. But let me say this here this afternoon. This has been a long journey. But I just had to look for the red, and I knew I was home. I will just say a few words. Most Douglases speak a lot. But I will just say a few words. There will be many months ahead, years ahead, for me to speak and make my contribution as I'm going to do here this afternoon. In any political system, opportunities must exist for individuals to contribute to the evolutionary societal development based on their abilities. I trained in Canada. Well, I began my training, in St. Joseph, Kubawi, and up the river. That's where I began. I learned more on the streets of St. Joseph than I have learned in any of the universities that I have traveled. That should show you the depth of the people we have in this country. The Labour Party Congress requires revitalization due to the prolonged inactivity. We accept that. And it is because of this call to the labor rights I have decided to return home. The petty machinations of the opposition is unnecessary pre-fodder because we face general challenges, regional challenges, global challenges, geopolitical realities. So we must find leaders to deliver to our people. I scanned, and please forgive me for my long journey home. I scanned the country, and I saw a bunch of useless, undisciplined, individuals who tried to convince me, an intelligent man, that I was looking at substance when it was rubbish. The key areas that we must focus on: political education, addressing local, regional, international, and geopolitical realities, economic prosperity for all. Labor is about feeding everyone and not leaving anyone behind. Within the framework of this principle of social and popular democracy, independent national sovereignty, and the territorial integrity. The essence acknowledge historical of our links to the diaspora in Africa. Our sister brothers and sisters right here on this rock, the Kalinagos. We must never forget them, because when the Europeans whipped us and beat us, sometimes it's the carrot that showed us the way for freedom. We must never forget that. So we send our greetings to the new chief. Within the framework, also, both the necessary and beneficial requirements and necessity for labor to reclaim the groundwork again. Labor is the only party in this country that has a history of fighting anti-colonialism, anti-imperialism, and all of the necessary attacks on the financial basis when we try to present, as the Honorable Deacon just reminded you, Deacon Mitchell reminded you, that they put pressure on us. Although they have taken from us, they want to dictate us, and then they are shocked. What are we doing in England? What are we doing in Canada? What are we doing in the US? Well, we are following the trails of the prophets that our fathers and mothers worked for and toiled. This Labour Party, I remember I lived with Mike. This is here before Ian even opened his eyes. Mike took myself and Sean in because Rosie was facing challenges in Canada in a prison. I will never forget that, because he took me wherever he went. When he prepared his cabinet papers, we were there. When he took his notes, we were there. When Patrick John as Prime Minister came to his home, we were there. We were there when he took his social holidays. He took us to Bells by the river on the property of George Karam. I've never forgotten the love that he gave me. And to this day, I have never listened to any opposition to go and attack Ian personally. I have never done that. When the country faced Maria, I woke up, I attended the first disaster meeting, and we picked up like everybody else. I put my shoes on, rolled up my shirt, because I had just gone to court. I rolled up my shirt, picked up galvanized and rubbish in the morning, delivered water in the afternoon, and food at night. My name or who I was, what profession, meant nothing, but I had to serve the people, which I continue to do. I say this. We need an opportunity for rehabilitation, rejuvenation, return all the labor rights who have left the camp. Now the organs are in place, the systems are in place. If we have an internal family dispute, I have more disputes with my own family than I do with the leadership of this country. So we have to be disciplined. We must be disciplined. I stand here in a continuous connection with the spirits of my ancestors who have passed before me. More importantly, apart from Uncle Mike, my father, Rosie, I saw the struggles that he waged in Canada. I saw the jeering that the white children used to say when I went to school. They used to call me all kinds of names. But I knew from my father's struggles, I stood my head high. And I continue to do that. I am asking all labor rights who are outside the fence peeping in, come inside. Come inside!
Labor Party shall not be moved.
I stand here today. Every comment I have made, though it may sound harsh, it was always on behalf of the Dominican people. I have no interest of my own. I live to serve. That's what my father taught me. Let me say here, I give you my pledge that I will respond to the philosophy of the party, the principle of the party, and respect whoever the party decides to lead them.
Labor Party shall not be moved.
I bid you farewell. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me home.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, God bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. But I'm so solid as a rock, you just can't stop me now.
Let me hear you! Let me!
They set their traps, they just can't stop us now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop us now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop us now.
Labor! Labor! Labor!
We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Let us all please stand and recognize the Honorable Prime Minister of Grenada as he makes his exit. Prime Minister, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you, brother.
The thing now gets sweet, but unfortunately, I have to leave. So thank you very much. Continue to enjoy the rest of the day. Blessings.
God bless you. God bless you, Prime Minister. Thank you.
Hey, 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 Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government, you cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. If you're interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Way, way, way. Labor rights at home and abroad. 5 more years. Let me see you. Let me see you.
Labor rights, how you like the convention going so far? Let me hear you if you love the Labor Party.
We giving Dr. Skerrit and Labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the labor train. Hey, 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 hey. I work in government, you cannot ignore 5 more years for sure. If you're interested in progress, join my family, the labor family. Way, way, way.
Ladies and gentlemen, another short solidarity message from a voice that you know very well. Let me introduce a stalwart of the Dominica Labour Party, Mr. Paul Alexander, better known as Lawa, coming from St. Thomas, brothers and sisters.
Hey, 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 hey.
Labor rights as Zola. Weapon we nula. Labor rights as Zola. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. As I was filled with passion when I heard the son of the late Prime Minister Russell Douglas gave a speech here this afternoon. Now I want to recognize the Prime Minister of Dominica, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. And when I saw the young man from Grenada who is the Prime Minister, I was trying to wonder which one became the youngest leader of the world. I remember when Prime Minister Skerrit became the Prime Minister, he was the youngest leader of the world. But Mr. Mitchell is also a very young man, so I don't know the competition, which one was the youngest becoming a head of state. So I've been told that Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of Dominica, still has it.
So the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip Pierre, just before I left St. Thomas, I met a gentleman. I told him I'm going to Dominica to attend the conference, and his Prime Minister will be there. He told me to convey his friendship and his support, and he told me just tell him, Johnny Shalry. You know this man very well. So ladies and gentlemen, when I arrived and I attended the function yesterday, the groundbreaking, when I saw the Prime Minister, when he saw me, you know what he said? PRO, this is the PRO of Labour. But I am the international PRO. If you follow Facebook, if you listen to the programs on Kyrie, then this is Paul Alexander, better known as Lawa. Now, I want to extend my most sincere condolences to the people from the Grand Bay constituency, because we lost a great man, a stalwart by the name of Anthony Suigrel. And what I want you to remember Suigrel as, he was a champion of justice. In 1976, there was a law in Dominica that sent people to jail for 1 year for a coconut. And the mighty Chobi of the Midnight Groovers was sent to 1 year jail for this coconut. And it was Anthony Grell, Sui, who went to Geneva Estate, and he took a coconut in front of the manager, and the manager took him to court, and he was sentenced to 1 year, but he spent 1 night in jail. And Sui Grell is the only man who went to jail in Dominica who did not get a haircut, and he did not get to be dressed in the prison uniform. And he came out the next day because he appealed the case, and the appeal judges found that case to be inhumane. So the law was abolished. And there were 31 people in jail in Dominica under that law for 1 coconut, and all of them were set free. So we want to remember Sui Grell for this great job he did on behalf of Dominica. Now, it is with great pleasure I stand there to bring solidarity from St. Thomas. Now, we know where we have come from. We know where we are today. And we know where we are going. But on that journey, you must never forget the people who extended a helping hand to us to make us get where we are today. Like the people of Cuba, the people of Venezuela, the people from the Democratic Republic of China. These people have helped in many, many ways. Imagine after Maria, the first people who stretched a helping hand to Dominica to bring relief was the government of China. Our traditional friends, like England, where many of our people have gone to labor and build these countries, they came very late, but China was there right away. So we cannot forget the people who help us along the way. Now, you know, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. So we, the laborites who have been struggling and fighting to keep labor in power, must keep the fire burning and work hard, because the struggle continues. And we have to do all what we can to keep labor in power. Now, we know, according to what the Lord said, those who trust in him shall be mounted with wings like eagles. You shall run and you shall never get tired. You shall walk and you shall not faint. And he said, you shall be like a tree planted by the rivers, and the roots shall spread out towards the waters, and you shall never be thirsty in the time of heat. You shall bear all manner of fruits in season and after season and in due season. So now is labor season. We are enjoying the fruits of labor. And we are doing that because we say all shall eat. And we also know all for each and each for all. So if the leadership of Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, we are moving forward to higher heights. And we must stand together and bind together and make sure we deliver the goods for labor at all times. Remember, we always get more from labor. So labor is the answer. And you have to stick to labor. So I want to thank you very much for coming. All labor rights, as the son of Mr. Douglas Yanzi said, if you are behind the fence peeping, come home, and we welcome you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
5 more years. Let me see your hand right in the air. Give me. Labor rights. Labor rights. Me giving Dr. Skerritt and labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Honorable Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. At this point in time, let me invite those with the tokens of appreciation.
Labor rights. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans, Dominicans. If you love Dominica, then you have to hey, 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 hey.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Well, Minister is supposed to do the introduction of our dear friend, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, but she's taking care of the Prime Minister of Grenada, who had to leave us. But I'm very pleased to welcome a friend and a colleague and a comrade of the Dominica Labour Party, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Honorable Pierre has been in Parliament and as a government, as a labor man for some 25 years or so, serving the people of St. Lucia. And of course, in the last general elections of St. Lucia, he had a landslide victory. His party won a landslide victory. And from all indications, it is clear that he is going to again sweep the polls whenever elections are called in St. Lucia. But what I admire the most about Prime Minister Pierre is his absolute commitment and dedication to the principles of labor and the labor movement, not only in St. Lucia, but globally. And he has stood at the service of the people of St. Lucia for decades, and he continues to do so. I am very honored to call him a friend, and we are very honored to have him as a friend of the Dominica Labour Party, a friend of the people of Dominica. And I want to thank him for making the time to come here, notwithstanding his busy schedule as a Prime Minister, to be part of this Delegates Conference here in Vickers. With these few words, I'd like to welcome our friend, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, and the political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to address us.
Labor rights, labor rights. Me giving Dr. Skerritt and labor 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey.
Comrades, it's a pity I can't dance like Deacon and Roosevelt. So I want to tell you to do something we always do in St. Lucia. I want you to say after me, we coming! We coming! That's what they're afraid to hear. Leo Tanza, quiz kapwanyo. Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica and political leader of the Dominica Labour Party. Honorable Melissa Skerritt, wife of the Prime Minister and parliamentary representative for Roseau Central and their children, Dimitri and Isabel. Give a round of applause to me, please. Honorable Deacon Mitchell, who had to leave. He's the chairman of CARICOM, and he's the Prime Minister of Grenada and political leader of the National Democratic Congress. Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for crime prevention and persons with disabilities of St. Lucia. And I want you to really recognize Honorable Norbert. He was a very young man who had a good career in law enforcement. He troubled me for about 3 months. Monsieur vient en office mais pour 3 mois. Quand il m'a vécu l'élection. Mais les gars, ça voulait aller en politique pour. He said he wanted to serve. So he went for the process and we chose him. And during that time, this young man had an accident and he lost his leg in the middle of an election campaign. He lost his leg in an accident. And he ran in a seat of the late Sir John Compton, a seat we had never won in the history of politics in St. Lucia. And this young man won that seat with one leg, with a landslide. Give him a round of applause for me, please. The future of the Caribbean, the future of labor. And he's here today to learn from Comrade Roosevelt Skerrit. That's why I brought him here today, to learn from the master himself. I also want to recognize the son of Comrade Rosie Douglas, members of Parliament and Cabinet of Dominica, national executive members of the Dominica Labour Party, and all comrades of the Dominica Labour Party and comrades from abroad and members of the diplomatic corps. Comrades, allow me first of all to express my deep and eternal gratitude to the entire DLP organization, its living members and founders, for making it possible for me to be here today. I stand here today on the shoulders of the thousands of Dominican patriotic men and women who have helped to build the Dominica Labour Party and Dominica as a whole, and by extension the OECS and the Caribbean. I am here as leader of the Labour Party and Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the son of a teacher and a policeman. But I'm not here because of the struggles of the St. Lucian working people alone, but because of the struggles of the patriots of the Dominica Labour Party, who, like many others throughout the Caribbean, fought for workers' rights and formed and joined the Labour parties like your own great Dominica Labour Party. It is because of your struggles that someone like me can stand here before you today. So today, I want to salute the past and present leaders like Edward LeBlanc, Mike Douglas, Rosie Douglas, Pierre Charles, and many of the unsung heroes and patriots of Dominica, like the comrades you saw here today, who lived and died fighting for the advancement of the poor and dispossessed people of the Caribbean. But I particularly want to thank your great and esteemed leader, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, and all his men and women in government who have collectively and successfully effected the development and the modernization of Dominica. I want to tell you a little story about Roosevelt. You know, opposition is a lonely place. Opposition is so lonely that those in opposition want to do anything to get into government. When I was in opposition, when I just taken over the leadership of the Labour Party, it was a lonely place. And prime ministers normally do not embrace opposition people. Now, they have good reason to. At that time, Roosevelt invited me to Dominica. So I came to Dominica and I expected to take a taxi. But Roosevelt sent someone to meet me and he took me to the Prime Minister's office and the cabinet room as the leader of the opposition. That was, in my own country, the Prime Minister would never have invited me to his cabinet room. but Roosevelt showed the courage to invite me to come into the room. And I thank him for that. And that was the beginning of the inspiration for me to make me lead my party to a landslide election victory 3 years from then. So I thank him for that. I'm also pleased to be here to share this important celebration of your Conference of Delegates with Grenadian friend and fellow Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. This happy meeting of the Windwards, with only Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves missing, and Ralph was the guest speaker at my conference earlier this month, or last month, is deeply symbolic of our joint destinies and our common purpose. Our mini OECS summit today reminds me of the time in the late 1980s and early 1990s when the labor leaders of the Windward Islands understood the importance of building a common platform and a common front to face common problems and to offer common solutions. So I want to thank my brother, your distinguished Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit, for organizing and inviting me to his party conference to allow myself and Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell to be here to share in this historic moment. I want the three of us standing here together to be like a beacon of hope for all generations of Caribbean people, of our commitment to always work together as one, and as a sign of our continuing efforts to unite and deepen our unity more firmly as we face the new challenges to come. Brothers and sisters, we have a common enemy. This enemy is not only climate change, is not only unemployment, is not only crime, is not only the uneven playing field that we have to deal with in the international community. But my brothers and sisters, we do not need to look too far to understand why we must stand together and why we must work together. If you follow the news in Dominica, if you follow the news in Grenada, and if you follow the news in St. Vincent and St. Lucia, you will see that the same forces that are fighting Skerrit are the same forces that are fighting Ralph. The same forces that are fighting Deacon are the same forces that are fighting Philip J. Pierre in St. Lucia. Brothers and sisters, we have a common enemy. So sometimes they are in St. Lucia and they want to attack me. So they write nasty news stories about Skerrit. And when they are in Grenada and they want to attack Deacon, they write nasty stories about Ralph. It is clear that our enemies can see that we are united. And it is clear that they hate our unity. So today, my message at this annual conference of the Dominica Labour Party is this. If our enemies see our unity and they hate our unity, then this is the very reason why we must stand stronger together. We must stand solidly united together. And we must explore every avenue for always deepening and strengthening our unity. This is the first requirement for our continued victories over our enemies. And there is something that they don't like me to say in St. Lucia, but I'll say it here, and I'm sure your Prime Minister will agree if you say it too. We must protect the victory. And I want you to say it after me. We have to protect the victory, because that is the victory that will bring the people of Dominica and the people of St. Lucia to higher heights and a better quality of living. My brothers and sisters, who is this common enemy that we face? What are the characteristics of this enemy? And what do they hope to achieve? Why do they want our Caribbean to become, and why do they hate us so much? Brothers and sisters, our enemies hate the fact that our parties are parties of and for the workers of the Caribbean. They get very angry when we allocate funds to short-term roadside beautification programs so that the poor people of the Caribbean can get some cash to feed their children. They call it handouts. They hate the fact that when we give contract to small entrepreneurs and small builders so they can participate in our infrastructural program, they get very annoyed when we spend money on schools and education, when we send the children of regular people to universities. We give scholarships for the children of the poor to get our higher education. Our common enemy gets very angry. When we stand for Cuba, because we know that Cuba has been a friend to the Caribbean for several decades, making an invaluable contribution to our health and education. They get very angry when we call for the lifting of sanctions against Cuba and Venezuela, because we appreciate that Venezuela, through its programs, has helped the working people of the region. And they get even more angry when they see in Dominica, under the leadership of Roosevelt Skerrit, you are building a new international airport for the people of Dominica. And that is why they have attacked the CIP program. You must not get yourself involved in this attack on our CIP program. But I guess the Prime Minister will speak a little more about it. They're attacking the CIP program everywhere. In St. Lucia, in Dominica, in Grenada, everywhere. Because they know that Dominica will have an international airport with the CIP program and without 1 cent of debt on the people of Dominica. Brothers and sisters, comrades, our common enemy is the same old historical enemy of the workers of the Caribbean and the labor parties of the Caribbean. But what they seem to hate most, brothers and sisters, is that we have a new working class leadership that refuses to accept that the place of poor people is at the back of the line. They hate the fact that Skerrit and Dickon and Dr. Drew are the products of working class households who, through our own hard work and sacrifices, and through the will and support of the working people, and the members of the cabinet of Dominica and the cabinet of St. Lucia, are people from working class backgrounds. They hate that fact, my brothers and sisters. They hate the fact that we are together. So when we see TikToks and when we watch their memes on social media, they cannot hide their contempt for the working people. Every meme which they put out on Skerrit and every TikTok video that they put out on Pierre is not an attack on Skerrit or Pierre, but it's an attack on the poor and working class people of the Caribbean who see themselves in your prime minister, who see themselves becoming prime ministers of their countries. That's what they hate. They think the prime minister is something that must be inherited. That's what they think, my brothers and sisters. And brothers and sisters, we have to understand the tactics of our common enemy so that we remain eternally vigilant and do not fall for their little games. What is the approach of our common enemy? Brothers and sisters, our common enemy knows that we have defeated them politically. Our enemy knows that what they did over the last 10 years, when some of them were able to get a foothold in political office, can no longer be repeated. They know that they cannot defeat us through policy debates. They know that the people have seen that their program is only to serve the privileged, their friends, their family, and foreigners. They know that we took our countries out of COVID and they had put us in the no. They know that what we did for our people after COVID was almost impossible. So they have devised a new means to undermine our unity and to undermine our governments. They are now resorting to lies, mistruths, misinformation, propaganda, and they have gone full throttle into artificial intelligence and social media. Brothers and sisters, we all knew what they tried a few years ago with Cambridge Analytica. Today, they are busy inventing stories about us, trying to implicate us in all sorts of things, especially since they know that we have made sincere pledges to our people and we have a zero tolerance towards corruption. They know that our policies have benefited the people directly, that we have touched the lives of hundreds of people directly for our health, education, and business facilitation programs. So instead, they try to throw mud at us in the hope that something will stick and they will undermine the confidence of the people in our leadership. My friends in Dominica, I have come here to let you know that the approach of my government to this strategy is to respond to every lie, big or small, with facts, figures, and evidence in a calm and measured manner. I never let one lie touch the ground. As soon as the lie emerges, I refute it. The strategy now is to tire us out, to say as many big lies as possible in rapid succession so we cannot keep up. But we have some soldiers with us. And today, we have two of them here this afternoon. The General Secretary of my party, Brother Leo Clark, a soldier. Brother Leo Clark has fought in this. I won't tell you where he fight already. My do ko Jagume. Brother Leo Clark and my personal assistant, Sister Mondi Lewis, fighting in the vanguard of labor. Their strategy is to tire us out and to tell as many big lies as possible in rapid succession so we cannot keep. This is why we hear these robot voices day after day on your cell phones. Yes, the same robot voices that cannot say St. Lucia. You know that? They can't say St. Lucia. They can't say Miku. They say Michael. The same robot voices that pronounce Dominica as Dominica. These are the AI propaganda machines that spread lies about us and try to paint us with corruption because they cannot touch our people-centered policies and our handling of our economies. They used to believe that because they serve the interests of the Caribbean privileged elite, that they were the only ones who knew how to grow their economy. But today, they have been shocked by how well we have been doing as children of the working class, who have managed to make our countries thrive and place our countries on the map like they have never been able to do. They just refuse to accept that the people of the Caribbean have been advancing our Caribbean civilization as expertly as we have been doing. This is why we are now faced with responding daily to the AI-generated lies, propaganda, and the social media distortions, because they cannot defeat us with policy and development. Brothers and sisters, our common enemies were even angry and disappointed that our athletes from St. Lucia, Julian Alfred, the fastest woman in the world, and our Dominica and Grenada were able to put us on the map during the last Olympic Games. They could not accept that we, the working class prime ministers, and it's the working class children of St. Lucia, Dominica, and Grenada, who were able to win gold medals and to place us at the center of the sporting universe. They can't understand that. They wanted our glory to be their glory. So, to Prime Minister Skerrit, I say to you, congratulations for creating the conditions that allowed Tia Lafont to emerge and win Dominica's first Olympic medal and for making it gold. And to PM Mitchell, I congratulate you for being the leader to be standing on the achievements of Lyndon Victor, who bronzed in the most iconic of Olympic events, the decathlon, and Anderson Peters, who won silver in the javelin, and for building on the past successes of Kimani James, who should also be congratulated for still being here and making us proud. And I also want to thank the people of Dominica who shared and celebrated with us when our Julian Alfred, that daughter and product of St. Lucia working class, became the fastest woman in the world. I can assure you, and I'm sure, that you felt the same joy that we felt in St. Lucia. My brothers and sisters, he will not say it for himself, but let me spend a few moments to talk about the legacy of Roosevelt Skerrit. Brothers and sisters, Roosevelt Skerrit has a legacy of achievements, and this is why I'm here to celebrate with him and the people of Dominica. Although still very young, his work is just starting, and he has many good years ahead of him. PM Skerrit will go down as the leader who managed a country after 3 terrible hurricanes. And again, I will give you a little story. Today, mouth open, secret job out. I was talking to Roosevelt on the phone, and he said to me that I have a little storm coming. So you're talking, the next thing he told me is, he said, "Comrade, my roof gone." He said, "Comrade, my roof gone." From saying a little storm coming to my roof gone. And when I came back to Dominica a few years later, and I saw what the people of Dominica, under the leadership of Skerrit, had achieved, I said to myself, hats off to Skerrit and the people of Dominica. PM Skerrit will go down as the great economic modernizer of Dominica. PM Skerrit will go down in history as the great developer of Dominica. My brother Roosevelt, you will have to be celebrated as a man who took Dominica out of the decline of the banana industry because of the changes in the world trade and repositioned her to begin to reap the benefits of tourism and services and a more diversified agriculture. What you have achieved has been phenomenal, and no one should let your enemies take your achievements away from you. You are an example to me and an example to many Caribbean prime ministers. The Caribbean people must celebrate Roosevelt Skerrit. The Caribbean people must understand how Roosevelt Skerrit has modernized Dominica. And it is Roosevelt Skerrit that will give Dominica its first international airport. And it was under Skerrit, as I was saying to you, that Melville Hall Airport was refurbished and repurposed and became to be called the Douglas Charles Airport. It was Roosevelt Skerrit that caused night landing to Dominica. And it's Roosevelt Skerrit that will give Dominica its first international airport. So my sisters, my brothers, do not fall prey to the enemies who are saying to you that Roosevelt Skerrit is bad for Dominica. Roosevelt Skerrit will go down not only as a Caribbean leader, but as a world leader. Because to take a country back after these hurricanes, to bring it to where it is today, it takes not only one man, but 2 men and 3 men and 4 men. And I want to tell you what I think Roosevelt has. I don't tell you nobody. The fortitude, the courage, the determination against all odds to bring Dominica to where it is today, he needs to be revered. And I want to say to him that I haven't had the challenges that he's had in St. Lucia. A few of them, but nothing compared to what he has faced in St. Lucia. So, comrade, I salute you. I really salute you. And I want to take, you need to give me some advice on how I can win. So, comrades, do not allow the propaganda. Don't allow the propaganda. It is Skerrit who had the courage to chart a foreign policy that would benefit Dominica. He had the courage against great odds. And in St. Lucia, we say in our foreign policy, we choose our friends and we do not interfere in the internal affairs of other countries. We do not. It was Skerrit who had that courage. It was Skerrit who had the courage to stand up when he thought something was right and to fight what he thought was wrong. It's Skerrit who calls the people the children of the people of Dominica. And I want to tell you something. We do not understand the young people in this room. We don't understand what these islands were like before. We don't understand what we take for granted. We take secondary school for granted. We take primary school for granted. We even take university for granted. It was not so before. Before, it was not so. Thousands of our sisters and brothers could not attend a secondary school because there was no place for them. We don't understand. The young people don't understand how these countries have developed, what they've come from, and where they are today. And when I drive in Dominica, I even have more respect for Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominica Labour Party. It is Roosevelt Skerrit. But I tell you something. In that one, I assure I go follow him. Who gave people free housing for the people of Dominica? Cause that ton. Gouvernement, kabay moun, okay, pour rien. It is Roosevelt Skerrit. And you must appreciate that. Because in St. Lucia, I will tell you, I assure when I can give them a house free. I assure. And when he did, I said to him, comrade, you sure you know what you're doing? He said, any time is for the people, I will do it. And again, you must understand what it means to have a house. What it means to have a house free. But sisters, and brothers, you must cherish that house. You must care it. You must maintain it. You must keep it clean. Because not many people in the world can say a prime minister and a government gave them a house free. So, brothers and sisters, my message to you, my friends in the Dominica Labour Party, we should never let a good thing go. You have a very good thing in the leadership of the Dominica Labour Party. You have a very good thing in the leader that has had the greatest influence on Dominican modernization in the 21st century. You have a very good thing in Brother Roosevelt Skerrit, who recognizes himself as a working class leader working on behalf of all the people of Dominica. You have a very good leader in this visionary who has steered this country out of the post-banana downturn, out of the clutches of the IMF, who has steered this country out of the COVID downturn, who has steered this country out of the devastation of Hurricane Maria and other weather events, and who has continued to see Dominica grow from strength to strength. You have one of the most experienced leaders in the Caribbean, and you must appreciate him. Give Brother Skerrit a round of applause again. So my message, don't let a good thing down. Pala J. Skerrit by person. Continue to support the Dominica Labour Party. And I say to the cabinet of Dominica, you have a leader who will work with you. Who will work with you so that together, collectively, we can bring Dominica to the higher heights. So comrades, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for allowing me to share this platform with you. I want to tell you that I come to tell you that I come in. I come to tell you that St. Lucia will have a general election very soon. And I see a bell here. Roosevelt, let me not bell. Now, you'll hear them on social media. I ringing the bell here. I ain't saying for what. I'll ring a bell here, but I won't say for what. So let them speculate why it is. The bell is wrong.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
That bell is to ensure that we protect the victory.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour still the best choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Honorable Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre. At this point, we would like to present a token of our deep appreciation. Please sit. The daughter of the Honorable Prime Minister will present to our comrade Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre. Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister. We appreciate your work. Don't let a good thing go. That's right. Put your hands together once again for the Honorable Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre. At this point in time, I would like to call to the microphone another solidarity message from Guadeloupe. Put your hands together for Esther Seller.
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Labour Party. Labour. Labour Party. Labour Party. We voting the
Good afternoon to everyone, labor rights here and abroad, especially the diasporas and especially our members who are there with us. I'd like to say good afternoon to the Prime Minister, to the other ministers in Dominica. It gave me great pleasure to stand here as a strong diaspora who represents Labour Party in Guadeloupe. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Maymon Paul, who sits there as our president, who works with us. I'd also like to say thank you to my loving pal rep. Wherever she is, I am. Wherever she will be, I will be there with her. I will support her till she lives. May God bless our Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit. I am asking you from my heart, please don't leave us. Be with us. We love you, and we will always be there for you. May God bless you, and thank you very much.
Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Who we voting? Who we voting? Labour Party. Labour Party. Labour. Labour Party.
I think without calling the name, I think her pal rep is Honorable Melissa Popon Skerrit. Put your hands together. She didn't say her. Right, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Labour family throughout the region is connected. The Labour family is connected in St. Lucia because our Honorable Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre is here with us. And the Labour family in Grenada is connected because our Honorable Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell was with us. And we just received a message all the way from Scotland from our Honorable Dr. the Comrade Ralph Gonsalves, brothers and sisters, who sends his solidarity. So Labour is connected. At this point in time, brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to the microphone the former parliamentary representative for the Grand Bay constituency and wife of our fallen leader, past leader, Honorable Pierre Charles, Nurse Justina Charles, to introduce our beloved leader and Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit.
Labour's still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour's still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice. Labour's still the best choice.
Thank you very much, Ian, comrade. Labour! After listening to Honorable Philip J. Pierre, I said, but Ian, what am I going to say about PM again? To introduce him, to remind us of who we have as our leader. However, I will continue from where he left off. The Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has been the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica since 2004, reappointed for the 5th full term in office in December of 2022. He is concurrently the Minister of Investment and Governance, and previously held the portfolios to include finance, foreign affairs, education, housing, and national security. Prime Minister Skerrit has served as the parliamentary representative of the Vickers constituency since 2000 and has been the leader of the Dominica Labour Party since 2004. He led the Dominica Labour Party to 6 consecutive electoral victories, people. In 2005, 2009, 2014, 2019, and 2022. He has been at the forefront of the Caribbean leadership, serving as chair of the Caribbean Community and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. During period of historic fiscal and economic challenges faced by the region and the world, he contributed to the formation of the 8-point stabilization program of the OECS. As leader of the first English-speaking Caribbean community country to join the Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of Our America in 2008, the Dominica leader is recognized for helping to foster closer ties between CARICOM states and countries of the Latin America. He is an ardent advocate of wider regional integration and has worked towards the deepening of cooperation with the community of Latin America and the Caribbean states. Under Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit's leadership, Dominica has navigated significant challenges, including the devastation impact of Hurricane Maria in 2017, and his administration has focused on rebuilding efforts and advocating for climate resilience. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit's legacy is marked by his strong leadership and his dedication to social programs aimed at improving housing and increasing access to education and healthcare services. Initiatives like the Yes We Care program, a social care initiative for the elderly, reflects his commitment to uplifting the less fortunate. Among major development initiatives, Prime Minister Skerrit has also championed the constructions of the Dominica's first international airport, aimed at improving connectivity and boosting tourism and economic growth. His impact on Dominica's development, both in times of crisis and in pursuit of long-term national goal, has positioned him as a significant figure in the Caribbean and globally. Ladies and gentlemen, Laborites, join me as I present to you our dynamic, focused, astute, visionary leader of the Dominica Labour Party and Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. Let us make him feel welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, rise to your feet and welcome the maverick, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit.
Will you fall for it?
Nice, nice.
The devil setting traps for you. Don't you fall for it?
Respect signal.
The devil setting traps. Will you fall for it? The devil setting traps for you. Don't you fall for it?
Wow. Just like when the signal on your Wi-Fi drop, it just come back stronger. The more they try to kill you, is the more you live longer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, the last time I was here on this playing field, the last time Labour gathered here on this playing field was on December 19th, 1999, when I was launched as the first candidate for the Dominica Labour Party in the election to come. And you know, Rosie with his ways of doing things gave me a week and a half to prepare for my lunch here in Vickers. Because the party wanted to test the waters to see how the people of Dominica are reacting to Labour. And at a meeting, Rosie said, well, we're launching Skerrit. He didn't tell me before. He said, we're launching Skerrit. And when I look at my constituents who are here today, 24 years later, January will make it 25 years later, I see the very same faces of 1999. The same faces here. The people who went to cut the bamboos, I see them here. The people who set up the stage, I see them here. The people who ran the electrical connection from the school to the playing field, I see them here. And I also see their children. I also see their grandchildren here today from my constituency. They have been sincere supporters. And they have been supporting me as their power rep, not because of what I may have done for them, but what I have been doing for Dominica. And so, my heart goes out to you. And I can tell you, I will always be grateful to you in this constituency. You place your trust and confidence in me as a young person. And you have never turned your back on me. And I want to say to you that my heart is yours. You are part of my family. And I will always be grateful to you. I want to recognize my friend and our friend, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia and the leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And to thank him for his wise counsel to us here at the Delegates Conference. He has provided us with some good advice and guidance on how we can protect the victory for the working class people of Dominica. Because I tell you, there are some people in Dominica who do not like me because of what we have done for the working class people of Dominica. They don't like the fact that working class people of Dominica are who they are today with their qualifications at the university and the high jobs they're having and the nice homes that they're having here in Dominica. But they're not going to stop us. Our work is not over. There are still people who need help in Dominica. And as long as there are people who need help in Dominica, Labour shall continue to work for the people of Dominica.
AM to PM we working. From AM to PM we work.
I want to also recognize and thank the Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada, and political leader of the New Democratic Congress of Grenada. The Prime Minister had to leave us because he's traveling to Azerbaijan to represent us at the Conference of the Parties on Climate Change. And the Prime Minister so wanted to be here today that he was prepared to even cancel going to Azerbaijan. And I said, Prime Minister, no. You'll come here for a few moments and we'll get you to Antigua so you can make your connection flight. I want to recognize also Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, and to tell you that you have my support and you have our support here in Dominica. Members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, our friends, our partners, who have stood by Dominica not only in good times, but in difficult times. And you know who your friends are when you are in difficulties. And they have stood with us. Thank you very much. Sheshe, muchas gracias. She can speak Chinese and Spanish, you know. Don't test me, you know. I want to recognize Comrade Cassini Laville, our General Secretary. Comrade Leo Clark, the General Secretary of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And of course, the personal assistant of the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Comrades, members of Parliament and Cabinet, our former ministers and members of Parliament who continue to work in the vineyard for Labour. See, look at this. Nurse Charles and Ian Douglas stand, please. Working in the vineyard. And I see Austria, I see Ambrose George, and I see all of them here. Continue to work in the battlefield, ensuring that the party can continue to do what it has to do for the people of Dominica. We owe them a debt of gratitude that we'll never be able to repay them. My dear delegates, supporters and well-wishers of the Dominica Labour Party, friends, and I want to specially recognize Tiani Behansen, the son of Rosie Douglas. Because in Labour House there are many rooms. There are many rooms prepared for anybody to come under the tent of Labour, because Labour is an inclusive party. Labour is a welcoming party. Labour is about people. We may have our disagreements, but we must never lose sight of our philosophical standing, our principles, our commitment to the people. And Brother Bienzin, we welcome you to the fold of Labour. Welcome you, and we shall kill a golden calf to welcome you. As a prodigal son. And I want to join him by inviting those who have stood outside of the fence watching in. My brothers, there is no fence, there is no gate, there is no door, there is no window in the House of Labour. It is open for everyone, irrespective of who you are in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. We are all here making our contribution to the people of Dominica. And so we welcome them. And so, my friends, welcome to Vickers. Welcome to the Vickers constituency. And I'll give you one little historical political fact of the Vickers constituency. We have never been in opposition. And so you know that anybody who wins in Vickers will win the government. And there is no way that Labour can ever lose the seat in the Vickers constituency.
It shall not be moved.
And so, I welcome you to this wonderful constituency. We just concluded our celebration of the 46th anniversary of independence. And we are reminded of how vibrant our culture, joy, and undeniable identity bring us together as a people. Just as our cultural activities unite us in celebration, so too our great Labour Party unites us with shared purpose and commitment. Comrades, friends, I stand before you with a heart filled with gratitude. Together we have embarked on an extraordinary journey, one marked by triumphs that have uplifted our nation and challenges that have tested our resolve. Today we gather as members of the Dominica Labour Party, united by our shared vision, our commitment to our country, and our enduring dedication to the values that have shaped our movement for decades: social justice, equality, and the empowerment of the Dominican people. We are here today not only as a political party, but as a family with deep roots in the history of our beloved Dominica. It is our shared struggle that has brought us victories, victories that have improved the lives of our people, our healthcare and education, to infrastructure and social protection of the vulnerable, our senior citizens and children. The Labour Party has always placed the people of Dominica at the center of its policies, and our journey together, my dear comrades, is far from over. As we look to the future, let us reflect on the challenges we have faced and the obstacles we have overcome. Natural disasters have tested our resilience. Global economic shifts have challenged our development, and social issues have confronted our unity. But each time, through every storm, we have emerged stronger, more determined, and more united as a party. The Labour Party has been at the forefront of that strength, always leading the way in rebuilding, restructuring, and reimagining a better Dominica for all. Comrades, we are at a pivotal moment. The world is changing, and we must continue to evolve with it. Our vision for the future must be bold, strategic, and inclusive. We must continue to champion sustainable development, ensuring that our natural resources are preserved for future generations while leveraging them for economic growth today. We must focus on empowering our youth, giving them the tools, education, and opportunities to lead the Dominica of tomorrow. And we must continue to build a society where no one is left behind, where every Dominican, regardless of background or circumstance, has the chance to thrive and do well in our country. Our successes are not by accident. They are the result of hard work and dedication of each of you sitting here today, the faithful members, supporters, and leaders of the Dominica Labour Party. You have carried the torch, ensuring that the flame of progress, fairness, and equality burns bright in every corner of this island. It is through your tireless efforts that we have been able to deliver on our promises to the people of Dominica. This is not about the leader only. This is about you, people like Ostel Anselm, who has been at the vanguard for 60 years, and so many of you working in the vineyard of labor, doing the work of the party and the country. But we cannot become complacent. We cannot become complacent as a party. The challenges ahead require new ideas, fresh energy, and continued dedication. We must strengthen our party at every level, ensuring that we remain connected to the needs and aspirations of our people. We cannot be far removed from who we represent. We can't be far removed from the people, because it is the people who matter. Our policies and programs about people, and we have to be connected to them at all material moments. We must remain transparent and accountable, not just to ourselves, but to the citizens of this great nation. And most importantly, we must never lose sight of our core mission: to serve the people. To serve the people. To serve the people. it must always be about the people. It must never be about ourselves as a party. To the young men and women in the room today, you are the future of the party. You are the future of the party. Your ideas, your passion, and your drive will shape the next chapter of the Labour Party story. We urge you to step forward, to take on leadership roles, and to be the change makers that the country and party needs. We stand and I stand ready to support and guide you, but it is you who will carry this moment forward in the years to come. So young people, step forward. This must ensure that the party legacy and hard work continue to help transform Dominica. We cannot sit back and do not take on leadership roles. We cannot sit back and not say and put ourselves forward that we are prepared and preparing ourselves to lead this party and this country. Dear comrades, through the peaks and valleys, it has been your unwavering dedication and collective spirit that has propelled us forward. I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment, your sacrifice, and your belief in our shared progressive vision for Dominica that is rising in the face of the changing world. You, the supporters, you are the party. It is your work that encourages me as the leader of the party. It is your commitment that encourages me as the leader of this party. And even when we disappoint you and you have a little vexation with us, yes, you will talk among yourselves, but when Labour calls forward, you are the first to put on your red shirt and come forward and to work for the party.
Shall not be moved.
And the party must always appreciate you. We must always appreciate you. And this is why we must be accessible to you at all times, ladies and gentlemen. And so we have to continue to build this country. Our achievements did not come about as a result of any single individual, but the collective and the culmination of our joint efforts. We have built a legacy together, a testament to what we can accomplish when we unite for common purpose. Unity is important in everything we do. And once you're united, you can face any storm, any challenge. And that has been the legacy of the Dominica Labour Party over the last 25 years. Unity of purpose, unity of vision, unity of philosophy, and we're putting our hands and minds together to build this country. Every success we have celebrated belongs to all of us. Just as every obstacle we have overcome has only strengthened our bond, which we truly are partners in shaping the future of our beloved nation. And I thank you for the role that each one of you play daily in helping to make Dominica the beautiful nation that it is. There are no two ways about it, my dear comrades, that the Labour Party stands unique, not only in the Caribbean, but across the globe, as one of the longest serving governments dedicated to the service of its people. This remarkable legacy is a living testament to our shared commitment, resilience, and the values that we hold dear. It is a heritage that fills us with pride and inspires confidence in all of us. We have come this far because we have stood together, shoulder to shoulder, guided by our principles and driven by our dedication to the people of Dominica. And now more than ever, our unity is our strength. Now more than ever, our unity is our strength. So comrades and friends, we find ourselves at a critical juncture, a moment that calls for renewed vigor and unwavering focus and commitment. The challenges we face are significant, but so too are the opportunities before us. Consider what is happening all around us. There is disquiet in the Holy Land. There is a land war in Europe. There is unheard of political division to our north. There is catastrophic climate change that has produced one of the most dangerous and destructive storms in history, all in the last few years. Names like Beryl, Dorian, Milton, and of course Maria are shared in our memories. There is no safety in this Caribbean basin from the impacts of global climate change. Climate change is not just impacting us from the fury of the storms themselves. It is also contributing to rising prices. The insurance rates for shipping and storing imports are increasing, which results in increased prices for food. The insurance rates for properties are also increasing, which means higher rents and housing costs for our citizens globally. So, comrades, this is not a time for complacency or hesitancy. It is a time for decisive action and collective resolve. Taking nothing and no one for granted. Taking nothing and no one for granted. The future of our party and our nation depends on what we do here and now as a party. And so as we look back on the journey we have traveled together, it is important to acknowledge the remarkable progress that this party, our Labour Party, has made for the people of Dominica. We are transforming Dominica. From the construction and rehabilitation of schools and the building of homes to the construction of Dominica China Friendship Hospital, the Marigold Hospital, and over 12 new health centers across Dominica. And you heard the Prime Minister of St. Lucia say that we're building homes in Dominica and we're giving them for free. The reality is there's nowhere else in the world that is happening. There's nowhere else in the world that is happening. We have our ambassador here from China. China is the second largest economy in the world, and the Chinese citizens have to buy their homes. We have to understand this, that we must not take this for granted because these things were not always there. We suffered from Hurricane David, and many of us got nothing whatsoever from our government. Nothing. And he told you about the number of thousands of children never went to school in Dominica, not because they were not bright, but because the system kept them out. And Labour came in, and in less than 5 years, we opened up access to education for every single child in Dominica. Every single child. No longer you have to have a big surname in Dominica to go to school. And that is why there are some people in Roseau who don't like me. That's why they don't like me. But I don't care. Because my focus is on uplifting the people of Dominica, ensuring that every person can have an opportunity to be who they want to be in Dominica. And that's our focus. So I don't care about who doesn't like me. I am preoccupied with who loves me. And we have the majority who loves us.
Who Jah bless, no man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like a curse.
So who Jah bless? Who Jah bless?
Jah bless, no man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like a curse.
And so, as the song says, we must look at our blessing, not as a curse. Opportunities, what the government is doing for us, what this party is doing for us. Because what Labour has done and what Labour is doing for Dominicans, there is no time in our history we have seen this. No time. And so let us work together, my dear friends. And so these buildings are not just buildings, they are monuments to our dedication and proof of the difference we have made in the lives of Dominicans. And let us not forget the strength we have shown in the face of adversity. Whether it was rebuilding after Tropical Storm Erica or standing tall after Hurricane Maria, we have never shied away from the challenges before us. We have tackled them head on, not with fear, but with the determination that defines us as leaders. And you recall, after Hurricane Maria, everybody said Dominica finish. Everybody said Dominica finish. And guess what today? Guess what today? the world cannot talk about resilience unless they talk about the Commonwealth of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen.
But they lie. Every day they sit and wonder why. No matter what they try.
The world is amazed at what we have been able to do as a nation, largely with our own resources. Because you know what? It is the Lord's work. The Lord is with us, and we are with Him. And once the Lord is with you, everything is possible. Everything is possible. And when they said it would take us 20 years to rebuild Dominica, it took us 24 months to rebuild Dominica.
No man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like a curse.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, our response to these challenges through initiatives like the Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods and Climate Resilience Project and the Housing Recovery Program has restored hope and renewed the strength of our nation. We must be proud of our housing policy. What we have done is the envy of the world, and it is protecting many of our people from the current global housing price increases that are putting stresses on families across our region and the world. And we just got some monies from China, and all of that monies are going to go into housing, because there's some of you that are still waiting for your homes. And so we're continuing. Agriculture has faced its share of challenges. We still feel the impacts of the World Trade Organization's change in the banana policy that prompted us to rethink agriculture in Dominica. But we have been there and will do even more for our farmers going forward. To our farmers, I tell you that now is the time of opportunity. Invest in farming, because when the international airport opens, there will be more tourists coming to our island who will need high-end, diverse local produce. And the airport will open our markets to the world. Beyond crops, think of the opportunities in the beautiful flowers that we grow abundantly in Dominica, and the opportunities to export our beauty globally that will come with the opening of our international airport. And of course, they say airport will never build. You were there yesterday. And they were saying all along on social media that the groundbreaking has been cancelled. These people don't want to see anything good happen in Dominica. Where did they come from? They're not Dominicans. I mean, they don't want anything positive happen in Dominica. And that is why you, the laborites, you who are concerned about the welfare and well-being of our country, must not be part of this at any time. You must not be part of this at any time. If someone is not coming to talk positive to you, Dominica, tell them, my friend, I do not have the time. We cannot like nonsense on social media. We cannot like people who are destroying our country. No, these are enemies of progress. These are enemies to the future of your children and the welfare of your children. And so we have to guard against this, my dear brothers and sisters. The challenges that we have faced together have taught me that this journey is not mine alone. It really is our journey. Every success we celebrate is the result of collective effort. From senior party stalwarts to grassroots supporters, every one of you has played a vital role in our accomplishments. So I want you to take a bow as party stalwarts and supporters and grassroots people. Look at our friends here from the diaspora who are out there championing the cause of labor, championing the cause of Dominica in diaspora. And they have taken leave from work to come here to express their gratitude to this party and to renew their commitment and support to the Dominican Labour Party. To you in the diaspora, we say thank you. You are Dominicans, and you'll always be Dominicans. And so even with this electoral reform, we'll ensure that we protect the rights of Dominicans living overseas to vote.
No man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like a curse.
And so, programs like the National Employment Program and the Yes We Care program are the fruits of our shared labor, proof of what we can achieve when we unite behind a common purpose. These programs have given Dominicans across the length and breadth of our beautiful nature island opportunity and dignified work, building a better country. Clearing the drains and beautifying the roads may be hard work, but it is necessary in our tropical mountainous island to protect our communities from flooding and to uphold the natural beauty of our dynamic and rising Dominica. And to the many NAPs I see here, we say thank you. We say thank you. You are doing a remarkable job keeping Dominica clean and beautiful. You are our heroes. Continue doing the good work. We are proud of you. Let us continue to keep Dominica clean and beautiful. And I see all of you, I see you sometimes on the road, you're working hard and working with love and excitement. There's always a bubbly spirit in you when I see you working, because you are working for Dominica. You're working for your country, and you're making your party proud because you are ambassadors of the Dominica Labour Party. In my dear comrades, in leading this party, I have learned that there is no room for complacency. We can leave no stone unturned. We must continue to work together, hand in hand, because it takes more than a single leader to run a country. It takes more than a single leader to run a political party. It takes the strength of these delegates, of you here, and the unwavering support of every one of you to lead this party and to lead this country. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but I know personally that it takes a dedicated and committed team to build a nation. And Labour has been fortunate to always have a united team, ladies and gentlemen. That is what has been our legacy. United team working together, successive cabinets, successive parliamentarians working as a unity. We in Dominica are blessed to still have strong, tight-knit communities. Comrades, we must keep our communities strong, tight-knit, and united to ensure the safety of our people. This means that we need to embody the spirit rooted in the Bible, that we are our brother and sister's keeper. We must look out for each other. And that is the challenge I have for you. We must be in our communities, rooted in our communities, and working in our communities, because representation is about being present and serving the people. So to you, I challenge you this. Attend the events in the community. Visit with the faith leaders and the congregants. Visit the elderly and the sick. Drop in on the schools and talk to the students. Mourn with your community at the funerals and celebrate with them at baptisms, birthdays, and christenings. Be there for the juve. Be there for the jump up. Host your own events and be an integral part of your communities. That is my challenge to all of us here, not only the power reps, all of us here, because we are all representatives of the Dominica Labour Party. And let me be clear. We should never be afraid to celebrate our successes. Yes, there will always be challenges. And yes, governing a country is hard work. But we must also take pride in the positive change we have made in the lives of thousands of Dominicans. These achievements are a reflection of our hard work, of your dedication, and of the unwavering commitment we all share to this nation. This is who we are. We are a party that does not run from problems. We face them, fix them, and keep moving forward. And it is through these trials that we have become stronger. Each challenge we have overcome has fortified our resolve. And as long as we stand united, there is nothing we cannot achieve together, ladies and gentlemen. I will now turn to something that I should not even have to be addressing. And my comrade Prime Minister referenced it. the recent court case surrounding the CBI in Dominica. And let me say this up front. We have nothing to worry about. We have nothing to hide. The CBI program has been and remains a cornerstone of Dominica's development. Our commitment to truth and justice has always been our guide, and that will not change now. What we are seeing is a deliberate attempt by the opposition to create distractions, to stir up fear where none is warranted. The actions of the opposition is clear. They want to put an end to the CBI, to deny you the benefits which you have been receiving for the citizenship by investment program. That is what it is. And I said last night at the groundbreaking, I was speaking to a European member, ambassador, and he said to me, Prime Minister, I have been following what's happening in these islands. And while these people say the actions are not to stop or destroy the programs in the OECS countries, that is exactly what they're doing. And you know, and I know, the impact this will have on every one of us in Dominica, including their families. There are some things, ladies and gentlemen, that we must never find ourselves as citizens attacking our country, trying to destroy the backbone of our non-tax revenues and denying us opportunity to have decent homes, denying opportunities to have decent health care, denying opportunities for children to be at universities, denying our opportunities to have international airports, to bring more and better jobs for us here in Dominica. These are the things that are happening. So let us rise up, Liberites. Let us not be quiet and silent. And while these people are attacking us, we have to fight back and we have to stand firm, ladies and gentlemen.
Who just bless, no man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like that.
And you know, these people believe that because this is carried quiet and carried smiling every day. I will say nothing again. These people are only interested and concerned with power and not the people of Dominica. So they'll destroy you to get into power. That's what it is. Because their hope is that if they destroy the CBI, no more housing, no more roads, no more small business support, no more NEP, no more Yes We Care, the government will lose. And they'll come into government. They're prepared to lose their entire soul and to destroy the soul and the fabric of our nation to gain power. The Bible does not like people like that. And that is why they will never get into government in Dominica. Never get into government in Dominica. And anytime elections are called in Dominica, the Dominica Labour Party will be back in government, ladies and gentlemen. They're talking about election. Oh, scary, going to call election in Vegas. Election is December 6th. And I'm hearing these fellas talking on the radio. And Fred, you know, ask you, ladies and gentlemen.
Party shall not be moved.
Fred, I in them. Oh, the election coming. Oh, scary, go call election. Stop him. Fred, because they know that Labour Party is united and strong in the Commonwealth, ladies and gentlemen. We here as family, so we can talk openly. I always say that where you have two or more laborers gathered together, they bad talking Labour Party or scary to the government. But that is family talking with family. And so because they hear one, two laborites say, boy, this and that, and so on, they believe that Labour weak, Labor Week where? Not in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. Look at us, a little delegates conference. A little delegates conference. We were in Wesley yesterday and we still come back to Vickers again. You guys, it look like you guys telling me scared you ready, you know.
They pray to see me fall, but they lie. Every day they sit and wonder why. No matter what they try, even though
These guys, they do not care about people. Anytime you hear the Workers' Party raising money, it's for themselves. Never raising money to buy books for children. Never raising money to help somebody bury their grandmother. Never raising money to send a child to school. Not to buy a juice. Not to buy a popsicle. Nothing. These people do not care about people but themselves, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. This is the party of the people, ladies and gentlemen, the Dominica Labour Party. And so, while the people of Dominica are concerned with jobs, opportunities, agriculture, housing, and the cost of living, and are looking forward to the opportunities the airport and geothermal will bring, the UDOLP is concerned with money and power. Linton believes that there's money in CBI, and Linton wants to touch it. That's what it is. Money. Anytime you hear Linton talk, money. That's why when he went to Algeria and he met with the Polisario, the Polisario said they gave him money. That's why I asked him about Otilajala. These guys have no accountability, no transparency, nothing. But we have work to do, ladies and gentlemen. We have people's lives to impact positively in Dominica, and that shall be our focus. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide, and we shall fight the case tooth and nail in the court, ladies and gentlemen, to protect the opportunities for Dominicans. If we have to sell the definitive center to defend the case, we shall do that, because this CBI is a lifeblood for the people of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. This ULP is weak, is disorganized. Benson told you so. And Dominicans can only imagine the chaos that they will bring to our country whenever they get the government. There is no doubt that the ULP, ladies and gentlemen, wants to stop the CBI, point blank. No matter what they say to us, that is their motion, and that's why they're trying to do St. Lucia. Because St. Lucia is using it to improve their infrastructure. They've just launched a housing initiative as well. And they believe in St. Lucia that if they stop the CBI in St. Lucia, then those things won't happen and Philip JP will lose government. No. The people of St. Lucia know better. And they know who they can trust. And they know who they can place their confidence and the lives of the people. It is the St. Lucia Labour Party and Philip JP. So, comrades, we as a nation are on the cusp of remarkable achievements. When big-ticket projects are in the pipeline for Dominica's future, they want to stifle our momentum. But what they are already doing is playing politics with our country's survivability. We cannot and must not let that happen. In a time when the entire world is facing economic hardships, driven by global tensions from wars and other factors beyond our control, they are trying to derail the one program that has helped us weather those storms. But we shall stand firm in our principles. As I said, we have nothing to hide. Comrades, the CBI program is sound and transparent, and it has brought tangible benefits to Dominica and Dominicans. Those who question its integrity do so out of malice, not truth. So let them talk, let them spread their lies and propaganda, but it is our duty to defend the program with confidence and conviction. We know the truth. We know the steps we have taken to ensure its transparency and effectiveness. We are not the party of chaos and confusion. They are. We are the party of stability, of progress, and of integrity. External attempts to undermine us, whether through court cases or rumors, will never shake the legacy of commitment of this party to the people of Dominica. We have faced bigger challenges before, and each time we have come out stronger. This is no different. The opposition's actions are not obstacles to fear, but challenges to overcome, and we will overcome them as we have always done. They want us to doubt ourselves, to question our legacy, to hesitate, but we will not give them that power. We'll protect our reputation because reputation is everything. They're trying to play politics with what we have built, but we will defend it, not just for ourselves, but for the people of Dominica who have put their trust in us. And remember this, lies spread quickly, but the truth stands firm, and the truth shall stand firm within the Dominica Labour Party. It is up to us to ensure that we speak clearly, proudly, and publicly about the measures we have put in place to protect the integrity of this program. We must not take anything for granted. We must defend this legacy, not just for today, but for the generations that follow. So friends, we have spoken about the legacy we have built together, the tremendous work we have done to shape Dominica into what it is today. But let me remind you of something we cannot afford to forget. History has shown us that when political parties stay in power for long periods, the greatest threat isn't from the outside, it is from within. The danger of resting on past achievements, of growing too comfortable, is very real. And we owe it to the people of Dominica to be different in the Dominica Labour Party. We have accomplished much, but contentment is an enemy. When we become too satisfied with the past, we lose sight of the future. Think of a flame. If left untended, it dwindles, it fades, and eventually dies. We are the Labour Party, and we must never allow our flame to dim. We must reignite it with a renewed sense of purpose, energy, and commitment. When the people of Dominica see us, they must feel that renewed energy, that sharpened focus. We are a party that leads from the front, and we will continue to do so with the same boldness and determination that has brought us this far. I can tell you I have the same vigor, the same dedication, the same energy that I had in 1999. As a matter of fact, it has been widely said that Scary is looking younger now than in 1999. And everybody asking me, Scary, what you doing? Share the recipe for me, share the strategy for me. Stay away from sugar. Eat less butter bread. Exercise. And you look nice like me. There's no room for hesitation. As I've learned in life and in leadership, bold action is what drives us forward. We must approach the challenges ahead with confidence and determination, not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow and to push beyond what we have already accomplished. Each of you has an essential role to play in this journey. It is not just my responsibility to carry the torch. It belongs to all of us in this room and those listening at home. We must be smart of how we move forward. Let us not overwhelm ourselves with the weight of everything at once. Like building a house, we lay the foundation block by block. Let us break down our goals, take small, deliberate steps, and keep that momentum going. Every goal we hit, no matter how small, brings us closer to our vision for Dominica. Each success strengthens the bond between this party and the people who trust us to lead. The theme for Delegates Conference is powerful because it reflects exactly where we stand today. A legacy of commitment, a future of hope. This is more than just words. It is a pledge to the people of Dominica, a promise to the people of Dominica that while we are proud of the legacy we have built, we are not resting on it. The actions we take now will ensure a future of hope, a future that speaks to the well-being, growth, and prosperity of every single Dominican. Our future is not something we can simply talk about. It is something we must actively build piece by piece. That means we need new ideas, new energy, and renewed commitment. Comrades, we not only have a good story to tell. We not only have a good story to tell, but we also have a bold vision for the future of our rising Dominica. The projects are currently undertaken: the International Airport, the Cabris Marina, the geothermal project, the housing programs, the new cruise village, the cable car, and the digital transformation project are the building blocks of that hopeful future. Let us speak of the two key pillars of development that we are advancing. These projects must be on the lips of us at all times. And it's not just about the infrastructure of these projects, but the opportunities that they represent. The first is the International Airport. We can already see the hunger for more air connectivity for Dominica. We already have the American Airlines flight out of Miami serving us. And I'm pleased to say that soon United Airlines out of New Jersey will fly directly to our shores. But what the International Airport represents is even bigger, a bigger opportunity to connect us to Europe and beyond. With the International Airport, hoteliers and tourism industry investors will come in and build more hotels. This means more jobs, jobs in construction, jobs in engineering, jobs in maintenance, skilled labor jobs, jobs in landscaping, jobs in management, jobs in accounting, jobs in hospitality, and jobs, ladies and gentlemen. It also means opportunities for farmers, because more hotels and more tourism means greater demand for local produce, local fish, local meats, and more. More rental companies, more cars will need to be rented. Today's discerning tourist wants to eat and experience local, which means opportunities for you, opportunities for me. If you do not believe in the power of International Airport, look at what's happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They built the International Airport, and now they are the home to a new Sandals Resort, which has created thousands of jobs and opportunities for Vincentians. We also have a vision for powering the country. The geothermal plant is moving forward. Now, what does this mean for you? First, it means energy security. It means we do not have to rely on the global oil market to determine what you pay for electricity in Dominica. But second, it means more lower energy costs. And third, more reliable energy. With lower energy costs, we can make agro-processing more of a reality. And I see my chocolate lady here. People sometimes ask me why we don't have factories in Dominica. There are many reasons, but one of the reasons is that factories require electricity, a lot of electricity. And when our electrical rates are among the highest in the world, it is uncompetitive. By delivering more affordable energy, we enable small-scale agro-processing to develop in our country. So, comrades, this is the sort of vision we offer. And so we have the strength and the stability to deliver it to the people of Dominica. But it doesn't stop here. I am calling on each of you, my friends, to think of new ways you can contribute to shaping that future. Bring your ideas forward. Get involved. Be active and help lead this party and this nation into the next chapter. And I want to say to those who will get elected today, the first meeting of the new executive will be on Monday, because we're going to go to every single constituency, every single village, every single cranny in Dominica to meet laborites and meet supporters and to hear from them their concerns, their dreams, their aspirations. It's going to be hard work because the people need labor and labor needs the people. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach this new phase, let us recommit to keeping our standards high. We owe it to the people of Dominica to continuously show them why they have placed their trust in us. That trust is not a gift. It is something we must earn every single day through our every action we take. It is not enough to say we have done great things. We must continue to do great things. We must build a future of hope that Dominicans deserve. It is not because we gave somebody a house that we must turn our back on that person. That person may have emotional needs that they want to share with us. And so when people say, well, what's wrong? It's not because they don't appreciate the house, because they feel abandoned by us. And we have to reconnect to them, ensure that we're there with them at every material time. So today, I stand before you not just as your leader, but as your comrade, as your partner, as your friend in this journey. Together, we'll continue to lead with integrity, with vision, and the boldness that defines the Labour Party. Let us reignite that flame. Let us commit ourselves to building that future of hope. And let us never forget that legacy we have created is not just our history. It is the foundation of everything we are yet to achieve. So friends, as we stand at this critical moment, let us reaffirm our commitment to the people of Dominica. This is about service. We must humble ourselves before those we represent and remind ourselves daily why we do this. We do this for the betterment of our nation, for the hope of future generations, to improve the lives of people. This life must be a life of service, of dedication, of commitment, of love, of concern, of care. That is what politics is about. And we must never move away from this. This is what it is. And I'm not only speaking to parliamentary reps, I'm speaking to all of us. We must be like Jehovah's Witnesses, go into the homes 2 by 2. You see, you have these guys coming to Dominica, there's some Mormons, and you see 2 white guys walking. They don't know Dominica. House to house, the little Bibles giving out. Why can't we do this? Go to the valleys and see how people live and come back to us and say, this lady has no light, this lady has no water, this child has no food. All of us must go out. Must go out. Go out and meet the people. See how they live. Let's make life better for them. Let's make life comfortable for them. We can't just sit home and watch TV, watch Netflix every day and be on social media. No, that's not going to get our country anywhere. What's going to get our country somewhere is by us going out in the hamlets, in the homes, in the valleys, meeting the farmers, meeting the fishers, meeting the women, finding out how they're doing, how they're faring out. That's what we have to commit to. So as of today, my friends, we are all going into the field. We all go into the vineyard because the harvest is many, but the laborers sometimes can be few. And so let the laborers be many in the field, looking out for people. This is not about, it should never be about us, it must be about somebody else. And the only way it can be about somebody else is if we know how that person is living. What is that person's circumstance? And that's my challenge to all of us here today. And so, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, all friends, no more than ever, we must stand united in defending the legacy we have built. Our actions, not our words, will speak for us. Let our deeds be the proof of our dedication and the foundation of our future. Together, let us defend what is ours. Let us go forward with an unshakable resolve. The future of our rising Dominica depends on us, and we will rise to the occasion as we always have. So, Laborites, as we continue to fight the battles, let us remember that we do so not for power, but for the people of Dominica. Our mandate is to serve, to uplift, and to transform. And with your support, with our unity and strength, there is no limit to what we can achieve together for the people of Dominica. Let us continue to march forward, united in purpose, unwavering in our commitment, and unshakable in our resolve. Together as one Labour Party, we'll continue to build a stronger, fairer, and more prosperous Dominica. Together, we move forward. Together, we win. Together, we move forward. Together, we win. And when Labour Party wins, Dominica wins, ladies and gentlemen. So I thank you for being here, Prime Minister, and your delegation. I thank the Prime Minister of Grenada for coming here to express the solidarity. And rest assured, Prime Minister, that you have our unshakable, uncompromising solidarity with yourself and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Uncompromising, because we have a duty as leaders to protect the working class of this Caribbean. We must ensure that in a difficult global challenge and challenges that we do not forget the people, the ordinary working class people of this Caribbean. Too many times we see political parties come into office and they forget the working class, and it's the working class who put them in government. No, we have to ensure that what we have to share, the working class must get their fair share. And that is what we're working together for in the Caribbean, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're doing. And so thank you for being here. Beautiful setting. The original home of the Kalinagos. The only place in Dominica where we still promote the Kalinago named Itasi. The place where the first Christian mass was held was here in Vickers by a priest called Father Breton. So Christianity was born in Dominica, here in Vickers. And so we, peace be with all of you, and we share with you love. I'm so happy to see you. I know we have to have lunch, so I will end here. But I see on the program I have to speak a second time. So there's some more things I will say a second time. But lunchtime, some drinks time, some socializing time. But I want to say to all of you, sincerely, we appreciate you. Never for one moment think that you're not on our hearts and our minds. We may disappoint you sometimes, we may let you down sometimes, but rest assured that we value you. You are our energy. So this is why when these people are attacking me, I'm not bothered, because I know I have you, and we have the prayer warriors from all over the world. And so our motivation and our dedication is not on what we have done. It's on the work that we still have to do. There's still many of you who need the housing assistance, better housing. That is our focus, to ensure that every family in Dominica can have a decent, resilient home, a shelter, and that is our commitment to you. So let us work together. I see my friend here from Massac. Look at, these are ordinary working class people who journey so far, and who I see at every rally, every meeting, rain, sun, or shine, they're here. Where's this song? Rain, sun, and thunder, lightning. We vote in Labour again. No matter what they say. Labour rights. Labour rights.
We giving Dr. Skerritt and Labour 5 years again. Hey, 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 hey. Dominicans. If you love Dominica, time to hop the Labour train. Hey, 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 hey. A working government.
And I want to say, you see, within the Workers' Party, they are good people. There are some of them who love Dominica. And I'm saying to them, if you want to use your skills and talent to the service of Dominica, there is no other political organization in Dominica other than the Dominica Labour Party. And I invite you to join us. Let us form a government of national unity where we can work together for the greater good of the people. So we open doors for you. Come, come. In the Labour House, there are many mansions. There are many rooms. We have prepared a place for you. Come and be part of this great movement. A movement that is transforming Dominica, that is creating a dynamic Dominica, that is creating great opportunities for people. Yes, we have our challenges, but we are equal to them. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Long live the Dominica Labour Party. Long live Dominica.
Bless, no man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like
Ladies and gentlemen, rise to your feet and put your hands together for the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Scary. And shortly and quickly before we go to lunch, we want to show the Prime Minister and the leader of the Dominica Labour Party how much we appreciate him, brothers and sisters. So at this point, I want to call to the stage some men who have been there in the struggle from day one with the Honorable Prime Minister. I call to the stage somebody from his constituency who has been there with him. Chris Walter, come to the stage. To represent the Bakers constituency. Reginald Ostry, come to the stage.
The more they try to kill you, is the more you live longer. So
all of the parliamentarians come to the stage. And Kelly Granu, who have been there from the start. Kelly, come and join us on stage.
So they can go and jump in another band. Oh, bless, no man curse. Sometimes the blessing them just look just like a curse. But oh, bless, no man curse. Things getting nice, nice, nice. Hey. They pray to see me fall, but they lie, Every day they sit and wonder why. No matter what they try, even though they jump high. True, they will never, never see me backslide. The kind on the theory, nice. Come together with the evil, see they congregate. They pray hard.
Yeah.
Dirty great. What? No matter what they do, I'm gonna end it. Nice. The devil setting traps. Will you fall for it? What? Yeah. Wow.
Yes, yes, yes. PM, this one is for you. 1, 2. Yes, yes. Yes, Labour. Yes, yes, yes. One. Yes. You love your PM? You vote for him? We know to the elect. It's there. Yes. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the one who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees, and if you lend a voice to those who cannot speak, and if you shine a little light to give sight for the one who lost their way, there's a place for people like you. Let's sing. I heard out there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days there are through, there's a place for people like you. If you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, and if you try to be the change you want to see, and would you lay down your life for someone who could be saved? There's a place for people like you. Labour rights, I'm here.
I heard out there the streets are made of gold. Yeah. And when you get there, there's a hand to hold. And I believe when your days down there are through, there's a place for people like you. I heard out there the streets are made of gold. Yeah. And when you get there, to hold. And I believe when your days down there are through, there's a place for people like me. I'm out there, so keep to what you do. It's a place for people like you. Yes, I. Nice and easy. Out of many, we are one.
Service to Bakers and the Dominica Labour Party, a brother, a comrade, a friend, a leader, and most importantly, a servant to the people of Bakers, a servant to the people of Dominica, a servant to the Caribbean civilization. Brother, we thank you, and one love. For whatever,
yes.
For whatever.
And we feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Dance and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright.
Thank you very much.
Out comes the sun.
Thank you very much. At this point, we'll take our lunch break for 1 hour, and we want to be back here at 4 o'clock sharp so we can start the second part of our delegates conference. Delegates, we ask you to stay in your seats. We ask our invited guests to follow, and parliamentarians to follow the ushers to the venue where you will have lunch, and our invited dignitaries and the members of parliament, members of cabinet, please follow the ushers. Our dignitaries and our delegates, please stay in your seats where I suspect you will be served. And all the other supporters, please get your lunch so that we can